There's settings still on for Discord that I could hear them every time they get a notification.
Not I.
Not I.
Someone has their
said-
sound
I think
on.
we're live.
It's
Dylan.
Dylan.
Are we live?
It might be yours, Pete.
It's not me.
No.
Hello, everyone. It's Dylan from YuGiOh Everything, and welcome to another Talkin' Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens Up. I almost said Into the Vrains. Episode 1. NaNa, NaNaNa, NaNa. Obviously, the name of the opening. I hope all of you guys are doing well. We're going to have some really good conversations about the very first episode of Sevens, starting off a new era. There's going to be a lot of discussion between all of us, our thoughts on the episode. All 5 of us have seen it. Hopefully most of you have seen it by now. It's pretty much confirmed that we are not getting any sort of Crunchyroll simulcast, so we're going to have to continue to, like it was 2017, just venture for ourselves on those sketchy websites. But that's all right. I'm excited to talk to all of you guys.
At least the subs are decent. Like, at least it's not like that, the bad times.
Oh, like the subs in Duel Monsters early on?
Yeah. What were they called?
The Hong Kong
referred to
subs.
the Hong Kong subs because that's where they came from. Yeah, they were pretty rough. But yeah, I'm excited to hear from all of you guys in the chat. I'm also excited to in-depth talk to Cal, Nick T, Kate, and Pete about this episode because I really don't know how they felt about it. I've gotten a little brief preview of it, but yeah, the filler arc is officially over, and yeah, Sevens is kind of going to be taking over this channel for the next 2 years, probably. Maybe not 3, because we got some news that Sevens might only last 2 years, but we'll get into all of that. Only 1 episode in. You know, you're not going to take too much from 1 episode. But I want to start with you, actually, because this is the first time you have ever watched any Yu-Gi-Oh! Besides the first few episodes of Vrains. Yeah. So what were your thoughts on the first episode?
He looks terrified.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you're throwing me right into it. I was not prepared. I thought it was good. Yeah, I thought it was fun.
Did you enjoy it?
I did, yeah. I enjoyed it. I wasn't completely blown away by it. Like, I didn't leave and I wasn't like, oh my god, that was the best thing I've ever watched.
Right.
I mean, you're hard pressed to find that.
But it was, yeah, I thought it was good. It definitely was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I liked it a little bit as well. As you guys know, we've probably seen my review. I did like it. I think there's a lot of potential in the show. Kind of like you, though. It didn't blow me away. But it's an episode 1, guys. I mean, I'm not really putting too much stock into the show until it's maybe... I don't know. With me, I always like to wait 7 or 8 episodes before I kind of am really feeling it. But, you know, it's much different than previous Yu-Gi-Ohs because of the art design. But the character designs was really the only thing to me personally that was very jarring. Besides the character designs, and maybe after the first few minutes of the show, it felt like a traditional Yu-Gi-Oh! It really did. I thought the episode did really well in showcasing rush duels. I know rush duels are going to take a long time for a lot of us to get used to. I know a lot of people have very strong feelings about rush duels. A lot of people do not like rush duels, and it is going to take a while to get used to it. And I'm obviously going to go more in-depth and more counter after I hear from Cal, Nick T, and Pete because, well, everyone wants to, I'm sure, hear from them. You guys have kind of heard from me enough. But before I get into the opinion of one of those fine gentlemen, I do want to thank everyone who super chatted last talk in Yu-Gi-Oh! So big thank you to Neos Gundam, Matthew Kennedy, Sean Gilbride, Seriously Orion, Goosey Q, Nicholas Horton, Yuto, Naoki is Soul Confirmed, Alex Verme, Church of Flapple, Syn Cloud, Davis Enos, J. Graham the Gamer, Arkea, and Latrell Smith, and to a new patron, Synchronizing Guns 19. Thank you so much for going above and beyond in supporting me and the channel. Which one of you 3 wants to start?
I'll start. Why not?
Okay. Yeah. Cal's starting. Cal.
All right.
Wait, before Cal starts, can I just say I really respect that Naoki is Soul Confirmed has kept that name like for as long as he has.
Yeah.
Or they have. So I love that.
Yeah.
Like
a
we're
lot
so
of,
far removed.
A lot
so
of respect,
far removed from it.
A lot of respect to Naoki. Cal, what are your thoughts on the very first episode of Sevens?
Well, I want to start off by saying you threw me off a little bit because now I can't say the old, Dill, why don't you start us off?
I know, well, you know, I always start off, and everyone's sick of my opinion on this episode and Sevens, so I wanted to start with you guys.
Respect.
Yeah, no, I respect it as well. Personally, I like the episode a lot, and again, the only thing I really have to base it off of is a handful of Duel Monsters episodes and then against Vrains. But overall, I felt like you said, the first couple minutes, it kind of felt weird watching it, like to just getting used to like everything being, you know, slightly different than it normally has been. but I actually really liked the Rush Duel concept.
Okay.
And I like the idea that, I mean, they played out the first duel so well, even though the result isn't what obviously I had voted for. I think that
Same.
yeah, I think that like the idea that they can just like the drawing the cards thing to me was like the coolest concept, where it's like he had no cards in his hand, and like the president, obviously the student president, who was between super serious and about the biggest goof you could possibly be at the same time.
Oh yeah. My guy.
Like the fact that he's like, oh my god, he has no cards, like he's doomed, and he's like, oh no, like I created these rules, by the way, bang, 5 cards in his hand.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, like, so it does give you that, like, that little bit of hope, like, you know, that always like just last through the turn, like just last through their attack phase, you know, just make it past that turn so that you can, you know, draw and hopefully get what you need. Well, if you're drawing 5 cards, guess what? You might get what you need in that case rather than drawing 1 card at a time.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool. And they built up like kind of who's going to be the main characters in the story already. And I like that, like how they kind of brought everybody together in one episode, and like, you know, they opened the new road right at the end of the episode. And I think it was structured very well. Like, again, it's not something that blows you away, but it sets everything up very well. So it was a very good table setter.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I thought it was a good table setting episode, it being episode 1. Pete, do you want to go next? Now, Pete, you were definitely the most skeptical of all of us, so I want to see if that maybe translates into how you
want me to go next?
the episode and just your thoughts going forward. I'm actually very interested to hear from you. You're the only one that I haven't really heard from, so I'm very interested.
Yeah, it was okay. I mean, it not only didn't blow me away, I would say I'm more on the downside of it.
Okay.
It's just like it wasn't horrible. It is a first episode, and typically in most shows, especially in anime that might last 100 episodes, 150 episodes, I'm not going to sell it on one episode and be like, okay, that's it, it's over. But for me, it's just gonna the art style doesn't bother me as much because I haven't been like you, Dylan, who's been with it for 20 years.
Right.
And so I'm like, okay, whatever, you know, it's another anime, no big deal. And it had a YuGiOh vibe about 10 minutes in or so. Really, when Yuga was talking to Rook and they were doing about the whole like legacy of the duelist and the king of duelists and all that stuff, I was like, okay, this is YuGiOh.
Right.
But all the other parts around it didn't really structure well for me, in the sense that like, it's weird how all the characters get together. It's weird how everyone's like, yeah, we're best friends now. And I'm like, didn't most people just meet each other? Like maybe Gakuto knew Yuga because he's always in trouble, but everybody else met each other. And so I thought that was a little bit weird. And then just the humor itself is kind of what I expected. I thought Gakuto was a very annoying character for me. I really didn't find any enjoyment to him. I mean,
oh my God.
His best thing was kind of when he went out, got the bike, and then came back in like 3 seconds later. Like that was like the only thing where I was like, okay, like this guy's okay, but he wasn't that enjoyable for me, and I just felt like, I don't know, I just felt like it was off in a lot of ways, and you know, I'm looking forward to see what happens, but yeah, I was definitely more on a downside of it.
Now I could have guessed that. I could have guessed that you probably hated Gakuto. I feel like Nick T probably loves Gakuto.
I will not stand for any Gakuto slander on this channel.
I knew, but I didn't even ask you guys your opinions on him, and I knew that's the opinions that you would have.
Yeah.
Without you even asking, I had texted it to you, like he in my whole like yes.
Well, get ready for 2 years of slander.
No.
That's amazing. Now, I do want to say, I remember with Vrains, for you, it really took until that first revolver duel around episode 8 where you were like, okay, I'm pretty sold on this. So even with Vrains, it did take you a while before you were like really into the show.
Oh yeah, 100%. And that's why I'm not judging it. I'm going to watch it to its end no matter what happens to it. But I just feel like that, just being honest, like those were my thoughts going in. I mean, if I want to put it into perspective of the other YuGiOh shows I've watched, the only one that really grabbed me in the first episode was 5Ds. And so like Duel Monsters took a while. GX definitely took a while.
GX is still taking a while.
Still taking that time. And, you know, and I'm halfway through season 1. So, you know, it's okay. You know, I'm open to see what happens. I like the Rook character. I think that could be a very interesting perspective to see where he goes. And then Roman there's clearly something going on with her sketchiness of she's not who she says she is, and she's not letting on as much as she knows. She's clearly lying about, like with the dueling, when she's just like, oh, is that how that works? I'm like, BS. You know exactly how this works, and you're just lying. So
we are going to go way more in depth on Roman particularly, because for me, did you like Roman, Pete?
I did like Roman.
Okay, she like stole the. If she wasn't in this episode, I would have been pretty down on it. She was incredible in this episode. Just how they set up her character and how her character is going to be in the future. I know you liked Roman a lot.
I liked
too.
Roman a lot. Absolutely.
Yeah. So she stole the show for me. But hey, Pete, you know what? We love fair opinions. We love all opinions. It's a very fair opinion.
Of course. And
we love honest opinions. Now we go from Pete's perspective to Nick T's perspective, and I feel like, while me, Cal, and Kate are more middle of the road, Pete more, it was all right. I feel like Nick T, based on the small conversations we've had, I feel like you probably really, really liked this episode.
I was pretty hard in enjoying it, actually. I really did love it because, it was it's an intro. It's a pilot episode. You don't know what to expect, and it's like with any show, it's going to take a little bit to get it going. I mean, to be fair, I wasn't, and I'm going to be crucified for saying it, I wasn't really keen on like Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans until like episode 8 or 9. So it's like, whatever, Right. But I loved episode 1. I think it's like, even just from like this small bit that we got, it's entertaining at face value, but there's a lot of layers there. Like the symbolism to begin with, I think is crazy. I mean, like all the, excuse me.
Sorry.
That was great.
All the symbolism.
Jordan makes a return.
That was my mom. Jesus Christ.
You could at least introduced herself.
Yeah, right? What the hell?
That was incredible. What a moment. What a moment kicking off Sevens Up. What a moment.
Dude, the 6s like representing Goha Corp, obviously like 666.
Yeah, that was fucked up, man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
it was blatant.
It was so blatant. It was so blatant.
Yeah, it was very blatant. Like, so what I said what I remember saying to you is that like the symbolism was very much there, and sometimes the one fault of it was that it was a little too on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, the 6s represent Goha Corp, it's evil, the hexagon, whatever, and then we have 7s representing our protagonist here, which is divine. So it's sort of like an interesting symbolism there. And on top of that, we've got Roman, who either is more interested in dueling than she lets on, or is like more interested in programming and like hacking than she lets on, because her comment wasn't only about dueling, it was about hacking, hacking, programming.
Exactly.
So, and what I said to you is that like her interest in taking like creep shots of people kind of is reminiscent of Anya from Code Geass. So I think that's kind of interesting. And then even like Gakuto, whom I love, is like, of course he has to be, this like strict school president, but like at the end of the day, he's still a kid, and like he's always at like odds with his two selves, like being a fun-loving, goofy kid and being this like responsible class president. So we see a lot of that. I loved it. I thought it was really entertaining. I think it did a great job at steering us from the game that we know and love to this new game which we knew nothing about. Because every time like Gakuto was like, oh, he's screwed, like this is what happens normally, and he's like, nope, in this game, here's what we do.
Right.
Controversially.
I completely, not to interrupt you, I completely agree with you. I think this episode, I know the duel went by very quickly, and the way they decimated Blue Eyes was a little kind of like one little last middle finger to Studio Gallop.
Sure. Yeah.
So say what you want about that, but I feel like it was a very good tutorial episode on how to rush duel. I feel like it was.
And it's funny because I didn't recognize it that much in the moment, but a few days later, I actually was on a VC with you, and just for giggles, we watched this new card show, the first episode of this new card show called Shadowverse, which was quite good. Like it was a good, pretty decent pilot episode, but explained absolutely nothing about the game until like he was like, they're assuming we've played their mobile game.
Yeah, that's like, a horrible.
Nothing about the game, and then when I was looking back after watching that, looking back at Sevens, I'm like, Sevens did a really good job explaining the differences between our classic Yu-Gi-Oh and Rush duels.
Yeah.
So you have to give it that at the very least.
Yeah. The thing with Shadowverse, I know, Shadowverse is an interesting one. Because that's like that, the characters will look more like you would consider Yu-Gi-Oh characters.
Sure, yes, because the Zexal artists. Yes.
Exactly. But the thing with Shadowverse is my cousin is a huge fan of Shadowverse and plays. And I gave him a call like a couple weeks ago, and I was like, yeah, are you going to be watching the new Shadowverse anime? Because it's coming out I know a lot of people are looking forward to it. And he's like, no. Anyone who plays Shadowverse apparently hates the anime. And I looked it up on Reddit. I dove deeper into it, and everyone on the Shadowverse Reddit forums were bashing it because apparently the actual mobile game has lore and characters that they could have made the anime focus around, but instead all of the Shadowverse fans are like, oh, they just made a generic Yu-Gi-Oh clone. So actually my cousin took a shot at me and he was like, yeah, you'd probably enjoy it because I know you like Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm like, all right,
bro.
I wasn't looking to take shots. I was just giving you a call, checking out how you've been. But anyway.
Dude, this is why we don't talk.
So Shadowverse is pretty interesting because I know there are a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh fans, or a decent amount that have checked it out and enjoyed it, but as you just said, it didn't really explain the game that well, and the people that actually play Shadowverse, from what I've heard, including my cousin,
truth be told, I think it was a pretty decent pilot episode. Like, I think it has potential.
Yeah.
But when while we're still talking about Sevens, because you did mention it, the character designs, even though people like a little put off, I think the character designs are great. Yes, it's not the Yu-Gi-Oh we know and love. The character designs of Yu-Gi-Oh we know and love, but like I think they're all very fitting in the universe that we have here. I think they all mesh very well together.
I agree with that.
There's something to be said about that.
Yeah. Cal, what did you think about the characters? Who is your favorite character? Who do you think is the most interesting character?
My favorite character, I mean, I don't know. It's hard because I think right now, obviously, it's one episode. There's not much on.
Well, who do you like the most?
I mean, I think Roman's the most intriguing.
Agreed.
In a sense that like she's trying to play dumb, but it's like blatantly obvious that she's playing dumb, and like even the other characters notice that she's playing dumb. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But I did also like Rook, and the one thing I found interesting about him and kind of random was like when he like electrocutes the bike and then like electrocutes the drone.
About that yet, but he's got this power.
And he's like, I have power from the devil.
Yeah, and everyone ignores him. They cut him off.
He's like, he even like repeats himself. He's like, I have these powers from the devil, and everyone like looks the other way. And he's like, the devil, and like nobody even pays attention to him saying it. But I think he could be an intriguing character as well.
I think there's an interesting point. You saying that twice just made me think. Given the symbolism, that very well could be Goha.
Yeah.
It could be Goha.
Yeah, because there is an early theory, honestly, that Rook might actually be the one that kind of stabs them in the back and not Roman. And the show is trying to get everyone to think that Roman is the suspicious one, and Roman might be the one working for Goha, and then they'll pull the old switcheroo, and it'll actually be Rook.
And
he's just trying to
help him the whole time.
Oh, and Roman, maybe they're both in cahoots. That'd be kind of interesting.
They're just using Yuga to get to where they need to go.
I mean, I don't necessarily know about that yet. I mean, you could make an argument for it already, I guess, but I think all things considered, regardless of which side he's on, he could have even been a former like Goha experiment, and we would have no idea. So I think there's something to be said about the whole demon thing and the 666 symbolism.
Yeah, the demon thing, the 666,
for sure.
And that power that he has with the electronics. That
exactly.
was crazy.
It's very bizarre.
Yeah. And he was like, I already did it once today already. I can only do it twice.
Right.
Like, that's weird, too.
And then his knowledge about Goha Corp's, like, past and, like, the whole backdoor thing. Like, he was the one that discovered that. So I think there's, he's interesting. The whole backstory, or not backstory, but the whole concept of the former Goha employee, the backdoor that they created. I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I wanna read an excerpt. It came out actually. It's an interview with Roman's voice actress that just came out a little earlier today. Because I want to talk to you guys about Roman, and I want to talk to everyone in the chat about Roman as well. So it's an interview with Kusunoki Tomori, who is the voice actress of Roman. And the interviewer asks, "What kind of character is Roman?" And the voice actress says, "To start off, she is an enigmatic girl shrouded in mystery, who you're never quite sure is either friend or foe. While she says she's not interested in dueling, she's oddly familiar with duels. She's always watching duels, which is something you typically only do if you're interested in it even a little. So even the voice actress there, and that interview just came out earlier today, she's never a character in which you know if she's friend or foe.
Sure.
I found that to be kind of interesting. Pete, what were your thoughts on Roman? Was she kind of a big bright spot for you? And do you think that she has some ties to Goha? Or do you think she's maybe actually playing dumb? I know you don't because you already said that. But what are your thoughts on Roman?
She's the most interesting character for me through episode 1. It's a fine line of, is she just interested in Yuga as a person? And so maybe she's a little stalkerish in the sense of like taking pictures and like playing dumb to get close to him kind of thing. And not even necessarily like in any romantic way, just as she's interested in him because of his ability that he's creating an entire new game and she's more into dueling than she's letting on. Then you have the other side of it where what if she does work for Goha Corporation and she's maybe, if she's doing that, in my mind, based on this episode and the opening where she's crying, to me would be a sense of she's conflicted where she's being forced to do something and not something that she wants to do. I think it's more likely, however, that Rook is that person that works for Goha and he doesn't even know it.
Oh, really?
Because why would someone like him, unless it was all a big con, right, which I doubt they're going to do, he had 6 strikes already from all the mistakes he's been making, and he couldn't duel anymore, which is the reason why Yuga bet his last strike on there against the hologram man.
Right.
I think that he is someone that inherently wants to be real and rebel and all that stuff. But on the backside of it, the reason why he has this devil power and he knows so many things is because he's like almost like a sleeper agent for Goha. And then it's just when that whole 666 thing, when anything devil-like maybe that Mr. Goha is doing, he could kind of say a phrase or something, activate him, and he would be more the spy. But Roman is interesting a character. I hope we see more for her. It's just that I have not really a lot of hope with female characters in Yu-Gi-Oh shows. So like I just don't want to put all my chips like to the center of the table for Roman because it just always backfires. But we'll see what happens.
Well, that's almost like the scary thing about all this because I know there's a lot of people who really liked Roman, who see the potential in her, and are doing that. Myself kind of included, putting all my chips in the Roman basket. And if she turns out to be that typical girl character in Yu-Gi-Oh that we're used to, we're gonna kind of fall short.
You did it with Aoi, man. You did it with Aoi.
I did it with Aoi, bro. And Aoi, I thought she was gonna be good, and she just kind of flattened out at the end. What are you gonna do? I mean, it always happens. I still haven't learned my lesson. I've been doing this for 20 years. I still don't know. I'm still as clueless as I was when I was 10. But hey. Though I do disagree with you though on one thing. The shot of her in the opening crying, you said that it kind of symbolizes her being forced to do something. See, I could also see that being symbolic of her being torn in the moment where she was willingly spying on these kids in the first place, but then she got so wrapped up in how they act and how friendly they are towards her and how accepting of her that they were, that now she's at that crossroads of, do I keep doing what I set out to do and what I promised I would do versus do I betray these people who have treated me better than maybe anyone else has ever treated me in my life? So I could see it going to that perspective as well, the crossroads. Yeah.
100%. I also could see it in the sense that maybe she willingly does it, but then because of attachments that she got to her friends, that scene takes place after the 3 of them completely like oust her and go, "You're dead to us. I don't want anything to do with you." And now she has that moment of like, what did I do? I made the wrong choice.
Right. Cal and Nick T, what are your thoughts on Roman?
On Roman? Do you want to go first, or do you want
go
to
ahead, Nick T?
All right. She's. I mean, enigmatic is a great word for her because we know next to nothing other that she's in a band and that she loves the pictures of people without them knowing. So, and the fact that she knows a suspicious amount about either dueling or programming. So
or hacking,
or hacking. I mean, whatever the case, I think someone like that where they they know more than they let on but often has some sort of tie to some other party. So I think it'd be difficult to say she may not be tied to either Goha or Corp or a different sort of party here that's not our main protags. But in any event, I think she's a great character so far, even only from episode 1. I hope to see her develop more and, you know, get the treatment we deserve.
Absolutely,
you know?
yeah. Cal,
Yeah.
your thoughts?
I really do want to see an expansion on the whole band thing. I want to see her band play.
I know, I'm sure. Dude, she's got
they
that
said
one...
it was a great song. Those people passed by were like, great song, you know. So I want to see them play.
Dude, well, her first song was a cover of Nick T's New Year's Eve. I don't know if you heard about that.
The new version of the old version?
All the way to Japan.
The old version, wow.
Yeah, the autistic version. The acoustic version.
The acoustic version.
Acoustic. God, it's my typical English. Cal, your thoughts?
I mean, I don't really have much to add on to what Pete and Nick T have said. I mean, I think no, it's okay. I think that she like obviously she's a mysterious character. We don't know much about her. I mean, she says she doesn't know anything / have any interest in dueling, but then she's like I just feel like when she's like, "Oh, is that a good thing?" Like when he brings out like blue eyes, it's like, yes, it's a good thing. Like, somebody that didn't even know anything about it probably wouldn't have even asked that. They would have just assumed, you know?
Playing so dumb, man.
So I think she was playing like overly dumb to try and portray that she didn't have, you know, some other knowledge in the back of her head. So I mean, I think she's up to something.
Absolutely, I
just hope
agree.
I hope we find out about it, you know, and it's not something that's
shuffled under the rug.
Not even that just like sits for so long, you know?
I hope they start going into that very soon and they don't just sit with her being like, oh, well, what's this in the duel? And, oh, let me just take my pictures, and they don't expand on it for like episodes and episodes and episodes.
Yeah.
End of the season, we're like, oh, by the way.
Remember when I took this picture?
What are your thoughts on Roman? You had high hopes for her going in.
Yes, I did have high hopes for her going in, and I guess I wasn't disappointed.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed her character. I enjoyed the mystery behind it, and also just the fact that, you know, she says she's not interested in Duel, she's not interested in anything, and she is asking so many questions about it.
Right.
You know, so I feel like there's a lot to expand on and grow on with her.
I mean, like, if you're not interested in something, you don't ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're also not asking the question of, and maybe you guys have explained this, or, you know, because Dylan, I didn't finish your full review, but why is she there in the first place?
That's
like,
a good question.
Like, she's hiding in the shadows, and then Rook is like, oh, I know you're there. Oh, you knew I was there? Okay, why are you here? How did you get here? Did you listen in on us? Like, how did you know to be here in this moment?
I think she stalked them there.
Well, she had a great excuse. Her excuse was she was playing guitar upstairs.
Yeah, which is that was literally her excuse.
Come on, what are we doing here?
Yeah,
I like the basement of somewhere.
Maybe that's normal for her. I do want to say something about this, though. As much as I did say, like, oh, like, it's very likely she could have ties to another party, I think this very well also could be a red herring, and they're going to shape her up to be as suspicious as possible, whereas, on the other hand, she actually really maybe doesn't have many, other than the band. If we put the band thing aside, she doesn't have many friends, doesn't know how to, like, interact with people, and this is, like, her, like, trying to be a part of the moment.
Yeah.
So this very well could shape up to be like, oh, she's suspicious, she's a spy, and it's like, oh, she just doesn't know how to talk to people or make friends.
Which, if that's the route they go down, if it's executed well, I don't think I would mind that, because, like,
I wouldn't either.
The characters at this age are, this is when usually a lot of people make friends, and it can be tough also at that age to make friends. It's tough at any age to make friends, honestly.
Yeah.
I just call BS on her excuse, because, I mean, Nick T would speak better to this. It looks like I'm imagining she has some kind of bass or electric guitar.
She definitely has an electric guitar. Yeah.
Right. So wouldn't you hook that up to an amp then? So wouldn't that be pretty loud if you were practicing upstairs? How would you hear anything going on down there? At all?
I mean, you're probably right, unless she's not plugging into an amp. But if you're practicing with electric, usually you are. But I mean, I don't know.
Did this turn into Mythbusters?
Yes.
Yes.
We're gonna Mythbusters now. I love it.
She's got a custom-made flying V. Yes, she does.
That's amazing. Well, listen, she was an interesting character, and I just wanted to read that excerpt from her interview with her voice actor. Episode 1 of Sevens is in the books. Episode 2 is coming up. I do want to announce, I have not made a video on this yet, I am running a Yu-Gi-Oh! Pick'em contest. And so what you have to do is email your picks every single week. The upcoming duels between Yuga and Rook. So you can either email me with your username, you can pick Yuga, Rook, or no result / draw. I put it into a Google spreadsheet. The winner of that contest after 2 or 3 years, whenever Sevens comes to an end, is probably going to win either a PS5 or an Xbox One X. The prize is going to be massive, and I'm going to have more details on that when we get... I'm going to have more details on that probably actually soon, once I actually do a formal video on it. All the stuff you need to know is in the description. I have a Twitter page, I have the email, I have the standings after week 1, and whoever gets the most points and gets the most guesses right will win, and you can play along with us, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. So definitely take advantage of that, and the only reason I'm able to give away a prize like that is because of you guys with the Patreon support and the Super Chat support and the channel member support. You guys help me out tremendously. So thank you. I'm excited to run this contest. I will formally announce it in a video very soon. But to everyone here, I wanted to give you guys a little insider information. So definitely join down below and just email your pick into us. And we're going to be picking Yuga versus Rook. The only 2 people that got a point after last week were Kate and Pete. They correctly picked Yuga. Cal and I picked draw / no result. And Nick T picked Hologram Man, which sucks. But, you know, what are you going to do? Do we have any donations?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Before you do the donations, why don't you tell the lovely people about what you and Cal have to do now, considering that you lost?
You're not gonna
why were you so confident about that?
I think that's only fair. You told me to put my money where my mouth is. Well, it looks like I won.
This duel between Yuga and Rook, I've never been more confident about any single duel in my life.
Are you gonna double down?
I'm not doubling down, but I'm just saying I've never been more confident. So Calibro and I, because we lost, it sucks because I was the one who made these terms.
I know.
And I lost.
Yeah. Yep.
We have to walk into our local Applebee's wearing our 2012 varsity tennis high school jackets and hang out at the bar for like an hour. That's going to be brutal, dude.
It's going to be great.
But I was thinking about it. You have way more to lose than I. You still have credibility.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna drink a few Long Island iced teas and just forget that we're there.
Dude, dollar LITs, bro.
I mean, Calvin, the last thing you need is like girls that you know, and the odds of that are very high walking in and seeing you.
No, not anymore. We're too old for the girls that I know to be here.
For us.
What?
Oh, Lord.
Can I leave this video?
And I'm also just saying, for context, this is not happening anytime soon.
Yeah, New Jersey is one of the worst states right now with COVID.
Yeah, this will happen in 2021.
At this rate, it probably will.
It literally cannot happen.
So it's not happening anytime soon.
Yes,
but
and I will be there to record it and take photos.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
We are gonna read off some donations. Thank you guys so much, and then we're gonna make our picks on Yuga versus Rook. Actually, before that, we're also gonna talk about something else, but we'll do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on, I just want to quickly copy one more.
Something else. Wow.
Yeah, what could it be?
I also love the name. Roman is Hayami's daughter, which I believe is
I agree.
Yeah.
What?
Great. It's
What?
great.
They're all spies, bro.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Dude, they're all
Tradition.
spies.
Okay, so we're going to start it off with Neos Gundam, Matthew Kennedy.
Yo.
Donated $5
Thank
Let's
you,
hear
dude.
it.
with Everyone Watch Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans for Best Gundam Ever, Gundam Barbados, and Love Best Girl Atra.
Matthew
There we
Kennedy, thank
go.
you, my friend.
I
You're
never
the
get
best.
tired of it.
Me neither. I love reading that. It's
I
one of
really
my
am
favorite
excited though to as much as I love the Gundam propaganda, which I always do look forward to every stream, I'm really excited
Every
to hear
day.
what people are saying, like what people are saying about the episode. Mostly positive, mostly negative. Like this character, didn't like this character. I mean, Talking Yu-Gi-Oh really is officially back. I'm so pumped for this,
Yeah.
man.
Dude, it's been a long time
Dude, it's
coming.
been way too long coming. So I'm excited. I'm really
Yes. So going back to it, Nicholas Horton donated £5.
Thank you, Nick.
Said, hope you're all doing okay. Roman was acting sketchy by taking those photos.
Absolutely. Well, yeah. I mean, I think we definitely talked about Roman pretty in depth, Nicholas. Thank you for the donation, my friend.
yeah.
You're the best. And yeah, she's a sketchy.
What a terrible way to do it, too. I mean, she's just literally like this. Like,
Well,
no one sees
sometimes
that.
she was like,
I mean, we've all Caliber. You've probably had the most experience of taking pictures of people that aren't paying attention. Did you like her style, or I mean, what did you think about that?
Oh, excuse me, what?
You're on the big screen, bro.
On the spot.
Oh,
do you have any insight on the technique?
No, but you know, being the guy that I am, I've actually seen other people trying to take pictures of me without me looking.
You got revoked from the screen.
Goodbye.
That's amazing.
Dude, good turnaround.
Thank you.
That was good.
You played that Uno reverse card on him.
Yeah, I did.
Reverse.
I should have pulled one up on my phone and just put reverse up.
Shut up.
You should have.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, sometimes it was obvious, but sometimes like right at the edge of the desk, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But Rook, interestingly enough, Rook was the one who saw her take the picture, and then he was the one who called her out. So he's kind of onto her. So I'm going to be interested to see if he says anything going forward about her or her intentions, because Rook definitely was kind of on her trail in that episode.
Well, because they're both working for Goha, obviously.
Maybe.
It's one big game of push the button.
And we haven't even met Goha yet, so I'm excited for that.
Dill's an alien.
And he's like, no, they're
Still alien.
Okay, Alex Fermi donated $5.
Thank you so much, Alex. Thank you.
Said, can we take a moment to appreciate that Kate has never watched a full Yu-Gi-Oh! And was more accurate in her prediction of the first duel than Dylan.
And Calibro and Nick T, not just me. Listen,
and mostly just you.
Listen,
mostly just you.
Listen, Alex, thank you for the donation. Con was a little backhanded, but you know, I guess I deserve it. I mean, I picked wrong. Listen, I'm not proud of the pick. I don't regret the pick, but I'm going to be perfect from here on out. So I'm giving some people a handicap. That's all.
Well, like I said, we already know Nick T's going to miss 3 or 4. So
right now, you and I are on the same playing field. But
I want an edited video of you last week going, I've never been more confident about a duel in my life, and then cut to the Yuga winning, and then cut to right now. Yeah, you know, it just happens.
Someone's getting a
listen,
handicap.
That would actually be amazing. I was very confident. I really was. Listen.
How about we give you a handicap?
Oh, I'll take one.
Yeah.
All right, just go to the next one.
Oh God. Brian Ford donated $5.
Oh, Brian, dude, thank you. I'm interested to hear what you had to say about the episode, man.
He said, I loved the first episode.
Oh, wow. Okay, there you go.
After how depressing Brains was, it was nice to watch a comedic show. Gakuto is my favorite so far. Loved how wacky he is.
Yeah, you know who else loved the first episode? Legendary Duels, who does my review thumbnails.
Hell yeah.
He is someone who was not big on Brains. He texted me and absolutely adored this episode.
My guy.
So I think there definitely is a correlation between people that weren't really in love with Brains, it wasn't really for them, and people that really like the change of pace in the show, which is I always love kind of analyzing those trends. So it's definitely interesting.
And maybe this will be good for me, you know, because I watch a lot of depressing television shows. So
you do watch a lot of depressing TV shows, Pete. I'm going from an anime like Psycho Pass, which is a really messed up anime, and then I watched Sevens right after, and I'm like, hey, you know what?
This
the
is great.
This really isn't that bad. I don't mind the comedic. You know? I don't mind
the
the
comedy. You do need a palate cleanser.
Brian, thank you for the donation, dude. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dude, I was hoping someone called him out on that.
Those are assholes. Thank you, man.
This is the roast of Dylan, episode 1.
Honestly, though.
No, I freaking...
Dylan, it's okay. Bullying is never...
Push the button.
Push the button. Push the button.
Okay, sorry. All right, scroll. YuGiOh donated $5.
Thank you, Ute. Now, I know he was not probably big on the episode.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I have something in my contact.
Okay. Said Forte, me, Gengar, Gusto, and I watched it together. It's what we expected, but it feels like it won't be even as dark as Zexal. Best joke was no cards in.
Yeah, no cards in hand. That was definitely the best joke.
That was a great joke.
Yeah. I mean,
And it was like the outlines of the cards was like,
Yeah,
That was great.
yeah.
I really liked that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like right after the announcement, I know you weren't big on it, and I feel like if it doesn't draw you in right away, it's very hard to change people's minds on it. So I figured you probably wouldn't be a huge fan of it, which is completely okay.
Absolutely.
But yeah, thank you for the donation, man, and, that's the other thing. I mean, people, you don't have to watch the show just because it's a Yu-Gi-Oh! You don't know the franchise any loyalty. If there's other products that appeal to you more, that's completely fine. But yeah, that's completely fine.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's
fine.
Everything's fine.
No, it seriously is, man. It's not going to be fun. I mean,
it's like the one Vine when it's like when you have to say it's fine, but it's really not.
No, it's fine.
Classic. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
Okay. Underdog Chris donated $2.
Thank you, Chris.
Said, been a while. How's it going?
Yeah, it has been, dude. How you been, bro?
It has been, oh
yeah,
my God.
I've been good. Well, I mean, as good as you can be.
Yeah.
As good as you can be, dude. Yeah.
Isolated, but good.
Isolated, but good. Isolated, but good.
Yeah.
Slowly losing it, but we're making it.
I think we're all losing it, man. I really do think we're all losing it, dude. But hey, thank you for coming by, Chris. We hope you're enjoying.
Yeah,
and hopefully everyone's enjoying. All people that are joining us right now. It's a good way to hopefully take your mind off things.
Yeah.
Everyone stay safe.
Yes, everyone stay safe.
Yes, please.
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 Brian Ford donated $5 yet again.
Thank you, Brian.
Said Pete just hates fun. He hates the
I love that. I love it so much. I think that was in relation to Gakuto for the record.
Yes. He hated the greatest character in Brains, Naoki.
Right there. You're stop reading the comment. You're dismissed. Right there.
Now he hates Best Boy Gakuto.
Dude,
Best Boy Gakuto.
Gakuto.
It's gonna be fun, man. Seeing Nick T love Gakuto and Pete just absolutely despise him, man. It's gonna be.
Dude, I'm gonna go on record early and say Gakuto is the Akira Aizen of Seven.
Oh, stop! Okay, hold on. Stop. Listen, I didn't mind Gakuto. That's a ridiculous statement.
You excuse yourself for 5 minutes. Go take a lap.
Yeah, Nick T.
Yeah, you need to go in timeout.
Nick T, you're disappearing, bro. That's a horrible statement, bro. Nick T's gone for 2 minutes.
You put me in timeout?
We can still hear him.
We just can't see you.
Around the horn, you're out.
You're out.
Jeez, Gakuto's the Akira Aizen.
Dude.
Oh my God.
Trust me.
That's incredible. Brian, thank you, man. And yeah, maybe Pete does hate fun. Who knows?
Maybe I hate fun, Brian. Who knows? We'll
Dude, Brian's with me. Gakuto will be better than Akira.
Oh,
there we go.
God. Brian's lucky I can't. Well, I could put him in timeout. I'm not gonna. But,
Oh my God.
That's funny.
Okay.
God, imagine how Gakuto's duels are gonna be. Oh my God.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Amazing.
I think there's going to be a lot of people that will love it, and there's going to be a lot of people that are just going to...
It's going to end up being like a Joey Wheeler or worse all over again.
God. Oh, Joey. No, we don't. There's no Joey Wheeler slander in this chat.
Yeah, Janochi's a clown, but he's also like a grade A duel.
Well, we can relegate him to Tristan then if you want to do that.
Oh, okay,
I'm fine with that.
Come on.
I don't know.
Hey.
I
won't stand for it. I won't stand for it.
All right. Nicholas Horton donated £2. Said Rook has the power of electromagnetic pulse, or EMP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
EMP.
we talked about that. Yeah, I guess that's it. He's got like a mini EMP in his hand, which is kind of nuts, isn't it?
Could he be a robot?
That is kind of nuts.
Possibility.
Yeah, he could be like an AI or have like some kind of merge with an AI, and that kind of speaks to Pete's sleeper theory that he is like a sleeper.
What if
from
somehow,
Soltech.
and this would never happen, but what if somehow that the end of Reigns where we see this is somehow
Dude,
what if
don't.
that happened?
Oh my God.
Like it'll never happen, but like what if that did happen?
So Pete's going on record Pete's going on the record with an early Sevens theory that Rook is I. Pete, I love it, dude.
That's going to generate
clicks.
That's
a great theory, bro.
Right there. That's what I'm saying. It's almost as many clicks as Dylan's constant Seto Kaiba theories.
Yeah.
No, my last Seto Kaiba
Dylan's
theory,
newest
bro.
timeline theory. Wait.
Yeah. That's
oh
right.
yeah, the timeline video. Yeah.
The timeline theory.
No,
Or
not the
the
timeline.
YuGiOh
The
video.
one where I said that he was the Antichrist.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I just watched that recently, and I was like, wow.
Dude, people were pissed, man. They take their Kaiba seriously.
People love Kaiba that much?
Yeah, oh yeah.
The Church of Kaiba.
Oh yeah.
That's all right.
It's the big one.
Listen.
I feel like anyone who loves Kaiba should know he is the Antichrist. I feel like you are with that theory. Right? If I love Kaiba, it's because he is the Antichrist.
Right.
You know,
well,
I don't like him because he's a good guy. Because he's not a good guy.
No, he's a horrible guy.
Look, I don't like him because he's a good guy. All right.
I like him because he's the devil.
I like him because Nick T likes him because he's a bad boy.
Dude, I love bad boys.
Next dono?
Yeah.
Okay. Seriously, Orion donated £5, I think. Said Roman is the one I'm most invested in after this episode. She has a very intriguing air of mystery, and I'm hopeful the female lead don't get done dirty now.
Yeah, seriously, Orion, thank you for the donation, and I think that kind of speaks to what we all said. I think all of us can unanimously agree that she was one of the best characters in this episode, one of the most intriguing characters, and yeah, we just have to keep our fingers crossed, man, and hope that she does not get done dirty, as you put it. But thank you for the donation, seriously.
Yeah.
Yes. Cami Mingo donated $5.
Thank you so much, Cami.
Said I enjoy your live stream and all of your work. Have a nice
Aww.
evening to you all. Also, my favorite character for now is the student council class president.
Gakuto.
Gakuto. It says penalty.
Penalty.
Oh my god. Yeah, thank you, Cami. I appreciate that.
Dude, very nice.
That's amazing. We'll take we'll read like 2 or 3 more, and then we'll get to all of them. I promise. So thank you guys. And then I just want to talk after these next 2 donations about our thoughts in regards to Hologram Man and something that you probably won't be able to speak too well on, but the fact that Blue Eyes is summoned and then desecrated in the first episode. What you guys thought of that, if you had an issue with that, and we're going to talk about that.
Okay.
Barrel.
So next donation is from Brian Ford. Donated $5.
Brian.
Brian again.
Brian.
Wow,
You're
dude.
very nice tonight. Thank you,
Yes,
man.
wonderful. Said if the main antagonist of Sevens is the devil and he duels the mech that we see in the first episode, then Sevens will be the best Yu-Gi-Oh series.
Dude, I like that, man. Yeah,
Dude.
that right, that mech in the first episode and in the dream and in the opening, we got to also talk about that a little bit because is that foreshadowing? Some people think that that's how the show might end. What does that represent? Like, who is he even dueling?
I think it just represents a child's dream. No,
You don't think it's foreshadowing?
I don't think so.
I think he'll make a card out of that.
I think
I
think we'll see like a card out of it, but I don't think it's going to be like a true plot point. Maybe, but I think it highlights that he's like a dreamer. But I don't know.
I think that there's a
Maybe.
chance that he could at least that's what he wants to happen. It's not necessarily what's going to happen, but like Nick T said, like he's a dreamer. That's what he's hoping for. But I got such a Power Rangers vibe.
100.
From like seeing everybody
like
in a different spot in there, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like,
As much as I'd want to say Gundam, it's very much a Megazord. Like, there's no.
it was.
You want to know what's a little crazy about that dream, and it's probably not the best writing. He dreams that him, Gakuto, Rook, and Roman are controlling
He hasn't
the robot.
met Gakuto or Roman.
Yeah.
What?
He hadn't met Gakuto or Roman before that.
He hadn't
dream,
met either of them.
Yeah.
So, he met Gakuto because they know each other because he always
No,
gets in
I
trouble.
didn't mean to say. I meant Rook
Rook
or
and
Roman.
Roman.
Excuse me.
Yeah. So that's a little bit of a. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Unless somehow they go back to that moment and he kind of just foreshadowed. He somehow saw a little bit into the future somehow. You know how some shows do that?
True.
It could be a moment like that.
True.
But is it any proof that he's never seen them before? Like he obviously has gone to school and they're obviously at his so he's probably seen them. It's not necessarily that
Yeah,
he
I guess
doesn't
just 'cause
know
he
who
doesn't
they
know
are.
them.
But like
Yeah.
you could say like when you were in school, you've had a dream before of somebody's face that you've seen, not necessarily knowing who they are.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
back in the 6th grade when Caliber wouldn't talk to us, but we knew who he was. Like you probably dreamt.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
well,
kind of a true point. But you're like,
Caliber,
that's the most
honestly,
popular kid in
Caliber,
school.
have you ever
we all hung
dreamed-
out in 6th grade.
Have you
so I
ever
don't know.
dreamed about a girl and then you've actually been with that girl in the future?
I played the fifth.
It's definitely a yes.
That's a yes. Hey, you know what? Congratulations, dude. That's pretty amazing.
Congrats on the sex.
That's all right.
See
Well,
what
let's wrap
quarantine
it up
has
with two donations, and then we'll get back to the
Two more?
convo.
Okay. I'm going to jump a little bit here.
Okay.
Anonymous anime lover.
Oh God.
is here.
Oh, we've been waiting for you to.
Yeah. Donated $120.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
Yes, you did.
Yes, she did.
Holy shit!
She'd be crazy. She's popping,
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much.
dude. She insane.
Wow.
She
that's
hasn't even read the
insane.
message yet.
Yeah.
Dude. She's,
That's insane. I think that might be the first over $100 donation of 2020.
Mhm.
Like
wow,
that's
really.
Yeah.
And
what a great stream for it to
disgusting.
be on.
Yeah.
Hell
it
yeah.
was her
Perfect.
Sevens stream.
Yeah, Anonymous, thank you so much. Anonymous, Anonymous, you always donate. You don't even donate that much. But seriously, thank you. Oh my God, wow.
Dude, it's
My
bonkers out
no,
here.
my favorite part is when that donation first came through.
Because I can't see when the donations come in.
Yeah,
Well,
but we were
all of us, all of our faces were like,
I gotta go back and look at that.
Yeah.
Anonymous, thank
Someone
you
in the
so
comments
much.
even
Yeah.
said like everyone reacted to the donation other than Dylan.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
because
because
Dylan doesn't.
he can't see
Yeah.
them, yeah.
Yeah,
Jeez, thank you
that's
so
so
much.
funny.
That's insane.
All right.
And Anonymous, I hope you're staying healthy and well. Obviously, you're on the front lines
Yeah,
during all this,
safe.
so
Mhm.
Right, of course.
seriously, thank you. Jesus Christ.
Let me
What'd she
read the
say?
message, yes.
What'd she say? That's the most important. That's the most important thing.
Yes. She said, "Hi, Dylan, Kate, Calibro, Nikki T, and Pete. I liked the
What's
first
up?
Sevens episode.
Good. I'm glad you liked it.
I got the Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution on Steam.
Oh,
I'm starting the
very
main
cool.
story mode and going backwards.
Oh, I like that. Okay. Okay.
And then to me, Kate, did you read my book recommendation? I do have the book. Dylan got it for me, I think, as we had said. I didn't start reading it yet. But it's definitely on my list of things to do while being kind of quarantined and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
you got to read that book soon.
Yes, absolutely. And then just long live Yu-Gi-Oh.
Long live Yu-Gi-Oh. Anonymous.
I almost said Lugia.
Anonymous, thank you so much.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Seriously, I hope you
Long live
enjoyed the
Yu-Gi-Oh.
game.
I agree.
You're one of the most kindest people who's ever supported me. I mean, I really do mean that, and I'll never forget the impact you've left on me and the channel and all of us. Your generosity. So thank you, and I wish you nothing but the best. And again, if you have any video ideas or video requests, write it in the chat, because with Egyptian God tier patrons, if you are $100 a patron, that's one of the awards. So that's the least I can do. So if you have any video idea, please let me know in the chat. Geez. Well, I guess we'll read one more. I guess I don't even. I never even know how to like continue after that.
Yo, wait, Dill, is that the shirt you got at Comic-Con?
Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
We have to go
it's
again
the
this
Blue Eyes
year.
Ultimate, bruh.
Yeah,
can
good
we-
luck with that.
Yeah, I'm
you
pretty
gotta
sure it
go
got
see
canceled already.
Did it already get canceled? We went in September. It was
Yeah, no, we went in October. Comic Con didn't get canceled.
no,
I
wasn't it August.
would- if you have to, it was October, and I
It was
would
October.
doubt that anything like that big and that crowded will exist this year.
Don't you say that. Don't you say it.
I was there too.
So never mind.
You shut your mouth.
I was there the
Okay,
same day, but you guys were too good to actually meet up with me.
That is
Remember
not at all what happened.
Yeah, I remember that.
That is not at all what happened. We're
Yeah,
not gonna-
I remember
let's not
that
resist-
day playing out much
Very
differently than how you just described it.
Okay.
We'll
anyway,
do one
next
more,
up-
and then we'll get to a commentary on Blue Eyes.
Okay, I'm gonna jump yet again.
Oh God, I don't like that.
So Goose is here.
Goose.
Yes.
I knew Goose didn't. Oh no. Goose. Oh God, please don't tell me.
donated $50.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Boom.
Jesus Christ.
Dang.
Yeah.
Dude, you guys are too nice, man. You really are. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Dude, Goose has got it.
Oh my god. Goose has got it going on. Goose, thank you, dude. Jesus
Stacy's
Christ.
mom.
he
No.
died. Rest in peace.
Oh,
Anyway,
R.I.P.
Excuse me?
Goose, thanks. Read his message.
Goose didn't die. No, the
I know.
singer of
I know.
Stacy's mom.
The singer of
Oh,
Stacey's
yeah.
mom. Yeah, you
The guy
can,
from
Goose,
Found
seriously,
Wayne,
dude. Thank you, dude. Thank you so much, man.
So not so keen on how everyone is already friends, but when you're in primary school, it tends to happen that way. Since Roman doesn't like dueling, it seems she wants to learn and document what interests her, since dueling seems mandatory and more controlled. That's a good point.
That's a great point.
Yeah,
That's a great point.
He's got a great point. He's
He does.
Goose, seriously, thank you, dude. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, you guys are
sir.
really too amazing to me.
the kindest.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I think it's a good point. I mean, like, sort of everyone's sort of, not everyone, but a lot of people are sort of friends by proxy in elementary school. It's like, oh, we're in the same class, so like at least a few of us are going to be friends. It just
Yeah.
happens, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. And I had spoken to Pete very briefly on it, and I remember that was a con that Pete had told me before we did this stream. And I did say, Pete, as a rebuttal, I was like, well, I mean, they are in elementary school.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I feel like even in elementary school, you're not just like, hey, want to be best friends immediately, and then go on a terrifying journey where something can
Exactly.
happen to
Yeah.
you to fight something where like the government is going to be against you. Like you don't do that.
That-
Yeah, it's
that
not
was
like they
Dylan
were
and
like,
I,
hey,
like-
do you want to just go get ice cream? And they're like, yeah, let's do that. That's
Exactly.
fun.
Not,
Yeah.
hey, I'm
Let's
playing
become
my guitar
friends.
upstairs really loud, and then I heard you guys down in the basement. Wow,
Dude,
it's
that
so
was
weird.
that was Dylan and I in the 5th grade, except the scary illegal place was his basement.
All right. That's not throw any slander on my basement here.
I love your basement.
I wanna start this next segment, and again, to everyone who's already donated, thank you so much. We will get to every single donation. To everyone, thank you. Goose and Anonymous, thank you guys so much. Seriously, I could tear up, honestly. Really, it's incredibly appreciated. Your generosity is amazing. But I do want to say this to start the next segment, focusing more on the logistics of the episode rather than the actual characters of the episode. There were a couple things that I felt were a little too convenient. And again,
Sure.
those are hurting your ears, right?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. And again, God, I hate those ones. And again,
Thanks.
That's how you gave him to.
I told her to bring her own. I didn't. Those are the only backups I had.
Give her the primaries, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
Also, thank you, Davis Enos. If you go on your Twitter right now,
Oh,
the
no.
video that I exactly wanted of the edit of you saying that, then him losing, and then you
Oh,
coming back is
no.
already
Dude,
on.
he did the work. He did the
So thank you
work.
very much. Thank you very much. For that.
Boy,
Davis.
Davis,
That was great.
I really do hate you, Davis. I really do. Davis,
Oh my God.
Davis lives just to haunt me. Anyway, it was a little too convenient, I felt. And again, this might get explained a little later on, but Rook doesn't explain how he knows where this legendary duelist, this king of duelists, resides in the basement of some abandoned building. Yuga doesn't question it at all. That's okay. I can, they're a little more naive because they're young, so I can
Did
let
he
that
not
pass.
say he found it?
He said he found it, but that's not weird. I don't even.
That's
did he-
still weird. It's still weird. Like,
it's
what's
a
he
little
doing?
too
in, like, an
convenient. And then
abandoned- yeah.
the fact that there was this Goha engineer, which I think this is going to get expanded on. That's why I'm not
It
too
has to.
focused on it, because it
Yeah.
has to. Because some Goha engineer in this strict dictatorship society is leaving a back door for any regular citizen to walk in and change the entire aspect of dueling. This Goha engineer had to be someone who was upset with the company, who hated the company, who maybe hated Mr. Goha. I mean, there's got to be more there. Like, how did you feel about the logistics of going from school to then immediately going to this setting? Did it feel a little weird to you, or do you think that is something that could get explained down the road?
It felt weird, but I think that's because of the character that Rook is. I think that's going to get explained because I don't think he's an average kid given some of his power. So I think it feels weird because it is weird.
Feels weird because it is weird. I like that.
Exactly.
It
yeah,
is what it is.
That's the analysis you come to this channel for.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like it does seem fishy, but I think it's supposed to feel fishy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like we're supposed to question it, and I think we're supposed to get an answer.
I think that should be a merch idea.
That's a great merch idea. It's weird. It feels weird because it is weird.
I feel like that is a terrible merch idea.
I know with Nick T's face on the back.
Yes, I would wear that shirt any day. Any day.
I don't think I would ever wear a shirt that said that, or I think I would turn away from people who were wearing shirts that said that.
I could see that quote being used in the next Jackbox stream already.
Yeah.
It
feels weird.
You would turn away from people that had that shirt on because your face is on the back. So you'd be like, "What is going on here?"
Yeah, I mean that would be weird.
Pete,
but also,
what were your thoughts on the logistics of everything?
Yeah, it is a little weird, but also I think it's going to be explained more, or it could be a sense of it's explained more because Rook is purposely leading Yuga there because he's some spy or doesn't know it or whatever, as we've talked about. But that element of the show was the first time when I was watching episode 1 where I was like, okay, this is YuGiOh. Like, it felt like YuGiOh, that there was a legend to something, that we had a purpose of what we're doing, that we're trying to get to a king of duelists or some kind of thing. And then you top it off with a character that's very modeled, in my opinion, off of Seto Kaiba. He has the blue eyes white dragon. He talks like him. He acts like him. And that moment kind of sucked me into the episode where I felt that it was better. And I think we're going to get more backstory. I feel like we have to on the engineer, because that has to be someone that's integral to the plot. Otherwise, none of the entire show would be possible. Yeah. Because it took this kind of change to make everyone's duel discs from the size it was until it got smaller so we can do rush duels. So that engineer has to have some kind of relevance in the story.
I 100% agree. I do want to say that I don't think it's as simple as what Dylan said about like, this engineer leaving a backdoor for anyone to find and change the game. I think there specifically has to be like a particular drive, like the one that Yuga has in designing an entirely new game and successfully, completing the steps, in programming it in the allotted amount of time and so on. It's not like some dumb kid could walk in and be like, I'm going to change the game now. It's like he already has this whole thing.
Yeah.
So because the basics of being able to defeat the Hologram Man is you had to do a new style of dueling. You couldn't use the old style because Rook said he beat Hologram Man, but nothing happened. He got a penalty because he didn't have a new style of dueling. Do you think that this programmer or hacker is maybe the father of Yuga, or someone maybe that's going to be related to one of these characters?
I think he's going to have a tie to him in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
I could see that 100%, that he's someone, that the person, the engineer, is tied to Yuga in some way, shape, or form. I think the only thing about like the landscape of the episode that I thought was, I didn't like dislike it, but I just thought that everything happened really, really fast.
It was a quick episode.
Yeah.
In terms of quick, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like in terms of getting like to school and in terms of getting to school and then like how you said, you go right from school to this dungeon, right? There's no questions asked. It's kind of just like, let's go.
Someone clip that.
You
go right to this dungeon.
Yeah, Nick T, the episode was a rush.
You go right from school to this dungeon.
Nick T, you're acting a little bit strange in this stream here. I think you're a PR man for the studio in terms of trying to promote Rush and YuGiOh 7.
I'm not going to confirm or deny anything. I've had one. All right, I mean, maybe.
I honestly, and I lost my train of thought for where I was going. So
well, you were in the dungeon, so pick up.
What you doing in the dungeon, Cal?
What happened in the dungeon?
So you go down to the dungeon. No, but what I was saying was like, it went so quickly from like introducing us to the characters to they're about to go on an adventure, and I thought that just everything happened like in the snap of a finger. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I think overall it was structured well. It just, like Nick T said, it felt like a rush. Like you just went from one place to another, bang, 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 all the way.
Yeah, life did come at you fast in the episode.
Yeah, it really did.
God,
can you mute Nick T?
No, I didn't even mean that.
This is gonna be the new thing that happened. Just like when Calibro was goes gotta go. This is gonna be the new thing.
No,
now.
that wasn't even supposed to be like a.
Nick T is a Konami rep.
Dude,
I agree with that.
trust me, I'd be making a lot more money if I was a Konami.
That's fair.
MVP said Cal is a Goha puppet.
And Shadowrun Z said, "I'm Mr. Goha," and someone else said, "Nick T's gotta go." Listen, Nick T's gotta go.
Jesus Christ.
No, that wasn't even supposed to be a pun though. Like it really did come at you. Like they packed a lot in there.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it really felt like it was a tutorial episode, right? It was like
It
a
was.
pilot.
Yeah, it was.
And that's
Yeah,
fine. That's
it was
what
a
the
good
first
pilot.
episode would be. I mean, I really thought that the first episode was a good table setter, but it was very quick.
Yeah,
Like,
it was.
Yeah.
There's a
It was
lot
quick.
to digest. How do you, again, this doesn't really, because you don't know the legacy of Blue Eyes White Dragon,
Yes.
so how did you guys feel about Blue Eyes being summoned just to be decimated in the very first duel? Do you have any sort of issue with that, or is it fine?
Just a quick point. That was one of my points I sent to you, like when you asked me, like, oh, so like, what'd you think?
Yeah.
And it was pretty disrespectful, I think, to the card. Like, that's like one of the faces of like the franchise is that card. You
Yeah,
know, like
yeah.
Blue Eyes White Dragon. And he's like, oh wow, the legendary Blue Eye. They're all like amazed by it, and he's like, oh yeah, but this is rush dueling, dude. Like, boom, dead, bang, game
Yeah.
over. Like, what? I'm like, it was. I have no issue with it, but it was definitely a slap in the face.
I also have not much of an issue with it. But it did feel like a blatant middle finger to the old studio.
It could be.
I mean, it did feel like it. I really don't have much of an issue with it because it is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't view Blue Eyes as this, like, I mean, it is such a symbolic monster. But man, like what Bam texted me, obviously Brian, we all know Brian. Bam, he hasn't been around in a while, but he's a
It's
great
been a
guy.
minute.
He texted me the morning after, and he was like, dude, did they kill off Blue Eyes in the first episode? And I said, yeah. And he texted back, damn, this new studio has some serious balls. And I was like, yeah, they do, which maybe isn't a bad thing.
Yeah.
So it was a ballsy move, man. I did not expect them to do that. I really didn't. But I didn't have much of an issue with it. But I mean, I understand if people felt it was a little on the nose and disrespectful.
I definitely agree with you. Like I didn't expect it, and but I also didn't have a problem with it. What I was about to say is exactly to the point that Roman is Hayami's daughter says here. Loop, Blue Eyes is just a normal monster out Seto. I think that's totally the sentiment. Like this goes to show, like when someone else uses it, like specifically a hologram uses this card, it doesn't mean anything. It's like it's not Seto, and like this hologram man is not Seto Kaiba.
True. Yeah.
If anything, this episode proves that like they're outright denying your theory and just saying, yeah, hologram man, not Seto Kaiba.
Well,
Yeah.
but part of my theory and kind of a backup theory is that it could be a character based off of Seto Kaiba that they programmed to be based off of him.
But is that enough?
What do you mean?
In this context, it's not enough. Like the blue eye doesn't carry the same.
Oh, right. No, I see what you're saying. And you're
It doesn't discredit your theory. But
Right.
yeah, I'm saying like it's not in this context. It's not enough. I think Blue Eyes is just a card without the true Seto.
You're absolutely
So
right.
I think
That's a great point.
Luke got to it before I got to it, but that's exactly what I was going to say. That's why I don't have an issue with it because it is just a card.
That's very fair. Pete, your thoughts, man?
I feel almost the exact same way. It's just a card, and it's like anyone, if you picked up a weapon, let's say, right? And if I picked it up and someone who is an expert in picking that up, the weapon is not what matters. It matters with the person that is using that. If someone is an expert, like a Seto Kaiba in this case, you can't just give his deck to someone else and go, yeah, they'll act the same way. You could beat anybody. You need to have the kind of that symbiosis relationship with your cards and know what you're doing. So I agree with that part. I also think that I expected it to happen because I believe in one of the videos I said, like, yeah, not only I picked the duel as Yuga's going to win, but I said none of this is going to matter. Like, they don't care about Blue Eyes. They don't care about any of the stuff. And it's not even necessarily a middle finger to the other studio. It's like, hey, we're new. This is what we're doing. And that here's a nod to your old tradition, but we don't have to abide by any laws of anything. We have a new dueling style. This is new characters, a new studio. We're starting completely from scratch.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the message I got.
I agree with that as well.
that's very fair. Yeah.
I will also say that thanks to Dylan, I will now have a new pickup line out in the world of, hey, want to hear about the legacy of Blue Eyes White Dragon? I think that'll be a solid pickup line in the future. So thanks for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Do you think after this episode, where Hologram Man is obviously based off of Seto Kaiba, what do you think, if you were to put a percentage chance on it, 0 to 100%, that we will see another hologram character based off of an older character from a Yu-Gi-Oh series?
Why are you looking at me?
No, sorry.
I like the way you kept that broad. I think increases the odds. I'd probably say 30 to 40.
I'd say 75. I think it's going to happen.
You think it's that likely that we're going to get a character based on?
Yeah,
Wow.
I do. I think that's the route they're going to do. Again, we don't know what's through those doors. Think about it. Yuga wins this duel, and these big, beautiful doors open
Think
up.
about it.
With heaven's light pouring on these 4 kids.
Yeah.
We don't know what's through that light. That light could be all these sorts of holograms that Yuga's going to need to continue to beat, and they could be holograms based on old duelists using monsters.
Tournament arc. Tournament.
But that's
I'm going to
also
say 77%.
77. I like that. 77. I like that, dude. Pete, what do you think?
77.7.
I think it's a 50% chance, just because that could be a great way to not detract and kind of derail the story that you have going on. Like I just said, of trying to make something new and not have an attachment to the old previous 6 shows. However, it's a great way in a 20th anniversary show to go, hey, here's a nod to hologram characters that look eerily similar to very popular characters in the past. I think that's a great way to do that.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's kind of what Arc 5 did to bring in a lot of their fans. And there were a lot of people with Arc 5. When Jack and Crow got announced that they were coming back, later we found out it wasn't the same characters. There were so many people that rushed to binge and watch Arc 5. And it worked with Arc 5. There were a lot of people that watched that show because of Jack and Crow coming back. So nostalgia does have power, man. I mean, whatever people say about it, it does have a lot of power. And I think it would be smart for Bridge and the studio to use it to their advantage. But, we'll have to wait and see what they do. Our picks are coming. Luke, Rook, no results / draw. Before we get to our picks, if we want to read a few more donations.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys so much. We'll do a few more. Thank you guys, seriously.
Okay.
Do you guys know what you're picking? I'm still not 100% sure.
I'm almost there, but I don't know still.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be like last week where I'm just like, you know what? That one.
You do have to write down do you have a paper in front of you, anyone?
I don't.
Then you have to write it down on your phone. Text it in the group chat with all of us, just so that we can't change it based on what other people are picking.
I'm going to text it into our Discord chat right now.
Okay, that's fine. I'll do the same thing.
Wait, is it going to appear on Dylan's notifications?
No, it won't. So we have to do this.
Mike, we're guessing right now?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, everybody else is going to see it.
No,
right?
we're going to send it on 5 and then flip our phones over.
All right.
We're going to send it on what?
5, the count of 5.
Yuga.
Okay.
Yuga, Rook, or no results / draw.
/ draw. All right.
So let me. Does everyone have it typed out?
Yes.
I do.
Yes.
It's in our Discord.
Yes.
Okay, Pete, you're good?
I do not have it typed out now.
Okay. We'll wait. That's okay.
Take your time.
Jump in here.
Okay, bro. That's okay. Oh, Pete's scared.
Pete Picoro.
Where'd you go?
Yeah, everyone throwing in their picks.
Dude,
It's tough, man. It's
I don't
really
know,
fucking
bro.
tough. Excuse my language.
like
Honestly,
on one hand,
dude, I've never been more confident about
I've never been more confident. Yes, you can email your predictions in. The email is in the description.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay.
Ready?
We're sending it in. 3, 2, 1, send.
What?
Wow. Okay.
When we reveal that'll be really good.
I didn't even look.
Dude.
All right. We'll get to that. A few more donations, then we'll get to
That
our
was
picks.
great.
Okay. So start it back up. Seriously, Orion gave me $5.
Thank you, seriously. Again, thank you.
Said, can't wait to see how they localize the satanic implications. No way this would have flown in 80s during the panic and whatnot.
I was actually thinking that while watching this.
Well, there were some pretty I mean the whole 666 stuff, dude. That was obviously trying to reference that Goha is the devil.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. And this city is hell.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, Dill.
What?
MVP Tomahawk makes a great point. You go on the count of 5. We're gonna release it. 3, 2.
Seriously, Orion. Yeah, a lot of demonic references, dude.
Wow.
And thank you for the donation, man. I really do appreciate it.
That was good.
Oh my god.
Satanic Panic.
Satanic Panic.
That's what it was called in the 80s.
That's
They even like, not framed, but accused like 3 teens of like murders because they were Satanists.
That sounds like a good band name, Nick.
Yeah,
Satanic. I think it already exists,
Probably
I
does.
like it.
dude.
Yeah,
it's gonna
censorship
be-
will make it 999. Just flip it. That's actually probably.
Don't you dare say that.
Candy Mingo donated $2.
Thank you, Cammy.
Said
Cammy.
hashtag Rush Duel hyped. What do you guys think of Rush Duels?
Yeah, we haven't actually talked about rush duels really in all this.
No, we have not.
Like, what are your guys? That's a great point. What are your guys' thoughts on the rush duels? I don't mind them. I kind of think they're.
I think it's fun.
Yeah, I touched on it a little bit when I was describing the overall episode, but like I think my favorite part about it is the drawing to a full hand, because
Yes.
it makes the everything's unpredictable at that point.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it also gets you to utilize what you have, because a lot of times when you're playing any sort of card game like Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic, like you can get stuck with like 5 bad cards in your hand, and then you're just kind of like sitting there, But if you have some like face down cards, you can kind of get in there or throw a monster down, just because you could summon, you could see 3 at a time, so you could empty your hand out and get a whole new thing and kind of reset.
Yeah.
So I think that's
mukbang,
really
as
cool.
They call it. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
It's not even related to a mukbang at all.
Yeah,
Isn't that what they do in Magic? They
a
mukbang?
mulligan.
A mulligan.
They mulligan.
Mulligan.
No,
It's
a
like
mulligan-
golf. If you take a bad shot, you get a mulligan.
Yeah.
Listen,
But a mulligan's when you reshuffle a deck and draw one less card.
if you have 5 bad cards in your hand, 3 monsters, 2 traps, and then you redraw, it's great. What do you think about it? It's probably confusing as hell for you.
So these are like active notes while I was watching it. I said the duel is fun. Still don't understand so many cards and rules.
Yeah. Well, that's gonna be your opinion for a long time,
Yeah, for a
probably.
bit.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with the rush duels. That's just because Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah,
Exactly,
the game
but
is.
I thought it was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
we
no,
haven't even
I-
gotten into the extra deck yet, so.
What?
Yeah. Pete, what are your thoughts on Rush Duels, man?
It's okay.
Goose, I
It's
said mulligan. Sorry.
Nick T, you could go if you want.
No, you go.
It's okay. It's I don't know. I just feel that maybe I'm used to the other duels, that this is going to take a long time. I just feel like this is another way that if like our protagonist is completely out of it and there's no way they're going to win. Oh, here's a a TKO, bang, instantly, because I pulled all these amazing cards from my hand and I win. And like, so I think it enables that as being a possibility. And I don't necessarily like that, because where Cal sees that as something as unpredictability, I see that as it's generic. I mean, it's like an inevitable thing that is going to happen, because no matter how bad it goes, they could just pull something like right out of thin air and they win.
Well, it already happened. I mean, that's
That was episode 1.
Yeah.
So you're already seeing it happen. Exactly. So it's like, I don't know.
I'm
It's okay.
I'm kind of talking about it though in the perspective of just rush duels on their own, not necessarily
Like
us as a
plot.
viewer watching the duel. You know what I mean? Because like,
Mhm.
yes, as a viewer, you're watching it and you're like, okay,
He's always going
look,
to turn
he
it
has
around.
he has 2 cards left in his hand, so he's drawing 3 next turn. He's gonna get the monster he needs. Like it's
Right.
that
And if he
I can
doesn't, there's
see
going to be
that point,
something forcing him to draw another card. So
like
gets
he
the
did in
monster.
episode 1.
Exactly,
Yeah. I just like the it's seemingly hard work when you're in a duel to get that many monsters on the field to, build up your defenses or your attack. This is now just like instantaneous success.
Yeah.
And
It's
so
an
I'm a
it's an
little
easier
bit
game. Yeah.
there's a little bit of trepidation I have with changing all of these rules and it being that simple. And it's
Yeah,
simple, I understand,
absolutely.
because you're marketing it to a younger audience now and starting over. I totally get that. That makes sense completely from them making the game perspective. But
Yeah.
us as a viewer of the anime perspective, and especially being of the older generation that is watching the show, it kind of falls a little flat for me.
Yeah.
That's very fair.
I understand
I
that.
just hope that there's still a decent balance between the regular style of dueling and obviously Master Rule 5 now and rush duels. I don't want this show to be 90% rush duels. I understand if rush duels are the majority, but let it be like 60-40 or 70-30 even.
Sure.
I hope like when Sevens ends, we're like, wow, there were 4 traditional duels. Like, obviously traditional dueling is the main style of dueling before rush duels were created.
Right.
I want there to be some regular duels as well. And based on that first episode, I don't know if there will be. So that's something that I'm a little confused about.
I just have fear because remember in Vrains when we had all those speed duels going on and then they evaporated and it just became everything was a master duel.
Yeah.
And so I think this could be a similar pattern where almost everything is a rush duel.
I sincerely hope not.
Well, Vrains was interesting because Vrains, their focus was speed duels, like Seven's focus is rush duels. So if they do what Vrains did, then rush duels would be evaporated.
Yeah, they'll go more back into the master.
I just don't see you doing that, considering that the title of the show is Rush. So.
Yeah. Not only that, all the dual discs change. So that's what I was gonna say before. Is like, it looks like every dual disc now in the city at least has switched to that 3 monster zone at 7.
Right.
So
we didn't even talk about that. It's not even just like the group. It's the
entire
everyone.
City.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see how Goha reacts to that because they were very strict. You couldn't make trades with your friend. Like they were very strict in the first episode.
It was definitely fascist.
Yeah,
but or authoritarian. But I don't know. I'm on the fence about Rush Duel. It's like I enjoyed it. Like I have. As much as I do love Yu-Gi-Oh, I have OCD when it comes to the duels. I tune out at like some point. And I felt like with this, it really did hold my attention because it was so fast paced. With that being said, this duel was so short. If we got like a longer, like episode long, if it was like a 16-minute rush duel, I don't know, would it be overwhelming? Like, I don't know how I would like to see that play out because this is rather short for a duel.
It was, yeah. I don't even know if rush duels can be like that long. Like,
exactly. So it's like
rush duels seem like they're going to be a very quick way to duel.
Right. Right. So there has to be some kind of balance somewhere, because it can't go on like that. But I do, from what I've seen, and like that short duel, that quick play style, I enjoy it very much. It does hold my attention. And not once during the duel did I like, oh, let me check my phone. No, I was in it.
Right. Right. So that's the perk of it.
That's
the
positive.
Rush duels are pretty split among people right now.
Yeah.
So.
Like as much as I enjoy it, I would like to see balance though. I think that's the biggest thing.
I'm excited because we know that rush duels have extra decks, and we have not gotten a rush duel extra deck card revealed yet.
Right.
So I'm really excited for that to happen. Will they have fusions and synchros and XZs and pendulums and links? I don't know. Links are an extra deck, but oh no, yeah, of course they are. Yeah, but pendulums aren't. But yeah, we'll see.
Right.
We'll see. Yeah. We'll do some more donations before making our picks.
Yes, we have a lot. Liz donated $5.
Thank you, Liz. Lightning Lizzie, as they call
Lightning Liz.
Lightning Liz.
Lightning Lizzie.
She said, first episode of Sevens was actually pretty good.
Oh, good.
I love the characters and concepts so far, but Roman is suspicious with taking pictures of Yuga.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Liz. Yeah, we've talked about her a lot. She is crazy suspicious. Glad you enjoyed it, Liz. Thank you.
Suspicious. Don't be.
What?
I said, don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Thank you for the donation, Liz.
You're the best, Liz.
Yeah.
Also, I know you were joking when you said Nikki T's got to go.
Well, you hope she was joking.
She commented.
Do we though?
Do I have to go?
You have to go, dude.
Bye. It's been real. You've been replaced.
Yeah. Rush out of here, bro. Get out.
Oh.
Wow, dude,
wow.
There we go. You're trying to take my throne. You're trying to take my job, really. Is
what I'm only sitting on the perspective of Victor, who's 1-0. So
that's a good point. You're the only one here, so like
me and Kate, top of the mountain.
Oh, duh, yeah, you and Kate.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny in Yu-Gi-Oh and in real life, Nick T just forgets about the girl character.
Wow. Hold on.
Wow.
Hold on.
Wow.
Big wow.
Hold on.
Wow.
Believe.
What's up, Nick T? What's wrong?
What's going on?
No.
Right.
That's all I have to say about that. That is all I have to say about that.
All right. More donos?
Yeah, just keep reading.
Okay. Goose donated $10.
Thank you, Goose.
Yes,
On top of the Jesus, thank you, man. Goose.
Dude, what a cameo right there, bro.
What?
Dill missed it.
I missed it too. Oh man.
Mr. Calibro was just on screen. Big
oh
Daddy
my
Cal.
God. I missed it. 2 parents on screen. And what's going on? This is a crazy
stream, bro.
Wow. Yeah, he's a legend, that guy.
A true legend.
Yeah. Taught Cal everything he knows.
Yes.
You're not wrong.
That's not untrue, I guess, yeah.
All right, so Goose said, enjoyed the setup of the characters. Gakuto gave me Bastion vibes. Roman sketchy for sure, but makes it more interesting to learn about her. Rook gave me Killua vibes.
Killua, Hunter x Hunter.
Yep.
Via Hunter x Hunter. Love the opening.
Yeah, I like the opening a lot too.
Yes.
After now the opening we've seen with the visuals, just go around the round table. What do you rank the opening on a scale of 1 to 10? Song and visuals.
Song and visuals, a 6.
I give it an 8. Nick T?
7.
Pete?
5.
Calibro?
I was gonna say 7 also.
That's okay. You can say 7.
7.
7.
That's fair. Goose,
you are a marketing ploy, Nick T, for this show.
7.
That wasn't even. All right, initially that wasn't intentional. I was like, yeah, I think I'd give it a 7. Oh, I would give it a 7.
7. Goose, thank you, man. Thank you so much, dude.
Yes, thank you, Goose. But genuinely, I do think like it is 7's reasonable because it's a good song. It's a fun song, and I think actually the visual brings it up, but it's not like super strong.
Yeah, I like it a lot, man.
It doesn't need to be. Yeah, no, I do like it a lot. And I can see, I mean,
Na
8.
na 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 rush no rush. Let's get it now. Na 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 rush no rush.
This has become the means.
Dude, I would dance to it. I would dance.
Yeah. Dude, I can't wait. Next.
It's better than the meme-tastic of ending one, where I don't even know what's happening in that ending.
Yeah, ending one is something else, dude.
I like it.
Dude, I don't mind it. It's not as bad
1,
as
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It's just.
I thought they kind of like trolled us. Like it felt like they were trolling.
It felt like a trolled opening, dude. It did. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, I was worried it was actually going to be bad. And I was like, oh, okay, this is funny.
Yeah, it was more. And it became a little wholesome towards the end, so it was.
Okay.
Yeah, it was all right.
Okay. Next dono. So Sean Gilbride donated $5.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, man.
I think Sevens has my favorite first episode of any Yu-Gi-Oh series since Zexals.
Wow.
Maybe even.
Wow,
5Ds.
bold.
Wow, maybe even 5Ds. Well, since 5Ds.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, if I had to rank it, where would I rank it among first episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh? I'd probably put it in the middle. Yeah, I liked it more than the first episode of Arc 5. I did like the first episode of Reigns a lot. First episode of the original trilogy, all of those are pretty good. Yeah, I probably liked it more than the first episode of Zexal and Arc 5. I'd probably put it 4th or 5th. Yeah. It was solid though. I'm glad you you enjoyed it as well, Sean. And thank you for the donation, man.
Okay. Next is Archaea. Donated $10.
Thank you, Archaea. Thank you so much.
Yes. Said maybe Sevens will have a Kaido that appears late in the show. Also, first episode, I love Roman and Rook already. They both seem very sketchy. In before a twist like Barry and later, but with Rook and Roman.
Yeah, I could see them having a twist. I mean, more so Roman than Rook. I understand why people are sketchy of Rook, but I don't think they're going to pull that. I think Rook is going to be by Yuga's side. I think he's the counterweight that Yuga really needs going forward, but I don't think it'll be a bad thing. Mr. Calibro, the man, the legend.
Oh my god.
Oh, is he there?
That's great, dude. He should have kicked you out of the seat and then take over.
Yeah, that would have been great.
That's what we want to see. He's
I agree. I agree that Nick does smell.
He does.
What?
Not you, Nick
Not
T.
you.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
He put up a sign.
Oh my god, I didn't even
That's
see that.
hysterical.
Oh my
Clip
god,
that.
I gotta go back.
Clip
That's
that.
incredible, dude.
Yeah.
I hope Nick T's mom does that a little later on. That's incredible.
She won't. Otherwise, you're gonna see something. You're gonna see violence on screen.
Wow. Oh my God.
Wow.
What the flip?
He just loves the camera. He had to come back down for a second cameo.
Yeah, I can see it happening, but thank you for the donation. I really do appreciate it, Arcia. More so Roman than Rook, but yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Agreed.
Liz donated another $5.
Lightning Liz! Lightning Lizzie.
Liz.
Said, non-Yu-Gi-Oh question for anyone watching My Hero Academia. What were your thoughts on season 4 in general and the season finale and its teaser, if you've seen it yet?
Yeah, so I'm probably the only one that has, right? Listen, Liz, I've really liked season 4 so far, but I'm gonna break your heart here because I have not watched the finale yet. I know the finale got uploaded on Saturday. I haven't watched it yet. I've watched every episode until the finale. I know Endeavor is gonna have his big fight at the end of the season, but the season has been strong. I liked it. You know, it was very serious. There were some really cool fight scenes the first half, and then of course the second arc. I liked Gentle Criminal a lot. I really thought he was one of the better villains, honestly, like motivation wise. Like I really liked him. And I liked that whole mini arc. It was obviously not as intense or serious as some of the arcs, but it doesn't have to be. It was very enjoyable, the festival arc. So I liked it a lot. And I'm excited for the finale. I can't speak to the teaser or the finale quite yet, but thank you for the donation, Liz.
Yes, thank you. Aura Dragon 1 donated $10.
Hold on.
What?
We got another guest appearance. Let's just watch. Let's see how this plays out.
What's going on?
So, Calvert, do you want to talk about your thoughts on the ending?
I'm just gonna wait this one out.
Let's see. I want to see how this is gonna play out.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So we got a great situation right now.
I just told you I'm gonna wait this one out.
Cal's mom in there.
Dude, what do you have? What is the receiver there?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
it.
muting it. Yeah.
Oh, so you can't hear us?
No, we
can
would
hear
be
us.
able to hear
It'll
him
mute
when
his
he.
mic.
Yeah, so if they say anything, we can't hear it.
Yeah.
Damn, Cal's got a very high-powered mic. Well, we got to see how long Cal's mother is gonna stay down there.
He's probably doing like laundry or something.
All right. Well, you know what? Yeah. What?
Respect.
If this night wasn't convenient for you, you could have just told me. That would.
It has nothing to do with the night, dude. Family's got to do laundry,
Dude,
bro.
yeah, but it's laundry night, bro. It's laundry night,
Dude,
bro.
we don't have laundry. When we do laundry, we do laundry.
Yeah. To be fair, that's every day.
We
Like
have-
it's always happening.
That's some shade. Well, yeah, we'll go on with the donations. Calvin, who do you think's gonna win the duel?
Oh my god.
You already know that.
Steve is, you know.
But the audience
with that
doesn't know.
hashtag in the chat.
Oh
Oh no. Oh.
I know he's talking about our video. He's talking about our upcoming video.
yeah, he's talking about the video.
Yeah.
Oh my.
I can't. Okay, next dono.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, we're a Dragon 1 donated $10.
Thank you, Aura Dragon. Oh, $10. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Wow,
Jesus.
very nice.
Thank
That's
you.
very nice. Yeah, thank you.
Nick T.
So, I was just yawning. What can I say?
That's very nice.
Said, hear me out. 7 is considered a lucky number, and 6 is usually tied to satanic numbers.
Yeah.
Our pro tag uses 7, and our rival uses 6. I think I'm onto something, but this series might be Zexal Dark.
Does our rival use 6?
Yeah, I mean, not
six.
rival. I don't think they meant rival.
Like Goha.
Oh, Goha. Okay.
Like our antagonist
Yeah.
uses 6.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
interesting,
I-
Aura
it's-
Dragon.
it's-
Yeah,
yeah, I
that's
think
why.
it's-
I think it's way too early for anyone to think that the show will not be as dark as maybe a Zexal. It might end up not being nearly as dark or intense, but I think it's way too early to say one way or the other. I think we just need to be patient with it, but I could see it reaching Zexal level in that sense. But yeah, that's interesting. The number symbolism is there. I mean, there is a really good
Yeah,
symbolism.
100%.
absolutely.
It's a little too on the nose, but I think that's okay.
Yeah, but you know what?
Yeah.
That's something. It's on the nose, but it's something that young kids watching are not going to pick up on, and that's something that people our age are going to understand immediately.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I think we've now, like, at least not even just anime, like, as adults, like, who consume media, like, are trained to pick up on symbolism and stuff, like, to look for it. But, like, kids, no, like, they don't realize the numbers mean something sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yep. just saw a ghost. Or a Dragon One donated $2, and said card games on Gundams.
Card games on Gundams. I've been saying that my whole life, dude.
I'd probably pay to see it, honestly.
Yeah, or Dragon. Thank you, man.
Tyler Schmidt donated $5.
Tyler, thank you, dude.
Said, loved episode 1 personally. I think Roman is either Mr. Goha's daughter or someone who is investigating Goha Corporation.
Oh.
So that's kind of interesting. From
Like a company rival or some.
Right.
It's like, we need, like, it's corporate espionage.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
gonna say corporate espionage.
Yeah.
So like it could be like the aspect of like Yuga's just Yuga, and then Rook is like the Goha Connect, and then Roman is like trying to investigate, and then they're all together and don't realize like Yuga has no idea what's going
Dude,
on. Basically.
Yeah, he's just like, I
Honestly.
want a duel.
Yeah, I want to duel.
Yeah. That's interesting,
No,
Tyler.
It's a possibility. Like Roman is the Soul Tech spy, and then they are crossing over into this show.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's get it. Let's
When's
get
Soul
it.
Tech coming? Yeah.
Imagine.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, Nicholas Horton donated $5.
Thank you, Nick.
Said during the opening, those Goha corporate elite 5 looking people, there's 4 males, and at the center, the person is female.
See, I can't tell if do you
I
guys
have to
know the
rewatch
opening
that.
shot?
Yeah, I would have to relook at that.
I have to rewatch it.
Yeah, I can't tell if that person is honestly female or not. Hold on, I think I might be able to get that up for everyone.
Yeah.
One definitely seems like a kid.
One is a kid, absolutely, very
Yeah.
short, very young, either a kid or a very short adult. But I think
That'd be
it's,
hysterical, actually.
it's okay. It's up. It's on screen. It's too. I can't tell if that's a girl or not. Like, there's not enough there for me to say definitively if it's a girl or not.
Yeah, there is.
You think it's a girl?
She's wearing a dress instead of pants.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah,
right.
dude,
Yeah.
all their pants are tucked in.
Yeah, you're absolutely
Yep.
right. Yeah.
So the little one could be a girl, and
Yeah.
so
So
Dude,
that's
it's
interesting,
Roman, bro.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Interesting.
Has the skirt.
Roman,
Yeah.
Roman.
Absolutely. Yeah, I literally did not look at the uniform. Yeah, so that's interesting.
One of them is
Wow.
clearly old, though. That guy in the second from left,
Yeah.
definitely old.
Yeah, so that's interesting. I mean, that kind of adds support that maybe that is Roman, but we'll see. We'll see. That's interesting. It's a good call. And thank you for the donation and the comment, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes.
Could be like Dark Signers.
Matt Galaxy is here.
Oh, thank you, Matt.
Donated $30 Australian.
Jesus, Matt. Thank you so much.
Wow,
man.
very
Yeah.
nice.
Love from Aussie land, dude. I love it,
Yes.
dude. Thank you so much.
Aussie. I love when you call it Aussie
Yeah, me
land. I don't think
too.
anybody calls it that.
I hope you know that I only call it Aussie land.
all the time.
I don't
Yeah.
call it Australia.
I think one of your sole purposes in life is to just troll the entire country and continent of Australia.
No,
And that's just what you do.
I love my fellow Aussies.
Right?
Listen,
How were you saying Melbourne for the longest time?
well, it's Melbourne, but we're not saying it correctly. We have to say it that way because we're from America. That's the
No.
correct way to pronounce it in the United States. It's not the correct way to pronounce it in
You're
Australia.
just trolling them.
No.
You're straight up trolling.
No, well, no. The right way to say it, if you were in Australia, is Melbourne. That's the right way to say it. But if you're in America, the right way to say it is Melbourne.
It doesn't change.
It's Melbourne. Anyway, next dono. Well, actually, no. Let me read the message.
I short circuited for like.
Yes, definitely.
So good.
Matt says
So good.
episode 1 was good.
Good. I'm glad you liked it, man.
Very
it's
nice.
a good change of pace. Love the rush duels. Me and Blake played it the other day on Tabletop Simulator, and it was the most back and forth duel between decks that there were.
Wow. Well, that's good, man. That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, man. I'm glad you liked it, and hopefully you keep enjoying it. And that's good that you like rush duels, because again, that's the part where I've seen a lot of people 50-50 on. I feel like if you like rush duels, you'll probably like the show. But obviously, you know, the other way
People
is...
can already rush duel.
You're good, Nick T. What'd you say?
People can already rush duel.
Yeah, there's simulators online. Yeah.
That
Hasn't
is
been
so
announced for
sick.
the TCG so officially, but yeah, there are simulators online.
Right, but that is sick.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
So people have been deck testing.
Deck testing, I like that.
Not to be confused with... Yeah.
Right,
next
yeah.
donation. But Matt, that's a very generous amount, so thank you, dude.
What is happening?
Whatever it is.
There's a couple people in the chat, Dill, that think you're an alien based on the way you just acted with that short circuit. Possibility.
Yeah, I literally was trying to speak, but I couldn't. That was scary. I think I thought I was having a stroke on camera.
Were you getting hacked in that moment?
I don't know what was happening. But
In my mind, I'm saying words, but nothing's happened.
that's what it was. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was very scary. Yeah.
I was a little concerned for you for a minute.
I thought you were staring at me like you were going to kill me.
No, Nick, not yet, man.
Huh?
Wow.
What?
Jesus.
All right, next dono. Our predictions: Rook, Yuga coming up.
Chris
It's almost
Swan
there.
donated $2.
Chris Swan, I'm singing you this song. Chris Swan, dude, thank you, man. That's very generous. That's very generous, dude.
Said, should Dill dress as Rook if he loses all matches?
Dude, that'd be sick, honestly.
He
Wait,
should dress as Roman if he loses all.
He should
That'd be
dress as
dope.
Roman.
Well, by the way, when Roman wins, I'm coming on stream with a big goat mask and a cigar, like Shannon Sharp does on Undisputed. And,
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah, and
So-
a bottle
understanding
and a
the
bottle of
reference.
champagne, and I'm spraying it right in Kate's face.
I
Roman
would
wins.
pay big money.
Yeah,
Why
it's
my
happening.
face?
It's happening. The goat mask is on its way because Roman is the goat.
If
The
I
goat mask is on its
I
way.
actually hope you ordered a goat mask. I would like to see the receipts.
I did order a goat mask. I do not have
I
the
hope
receipts.
you did not, considering the stuff we're going through and essential items delivered to your house, that you didn't waste the opportunity to have a goat mask delivered to your house.
Dude, that's an
I
essential
hope you
item.
did not do that.
That's
I
a
don't care
power move, bro. That's a move
I don't
I'm gonna
care
tell my
anyone
family.
says. Goat mask is an essential item.
Goat moves only, Dill.
Yeah, we have to wear masks now in New Jersey, what Pete said
Yeah.
earlier. So that's why I did
So
it.
you're gonna look like someone from The Purge instead of a normal human being when you go out in public.
I'm gonna try and bring smiles to people's faces.
I think
Wait,
that's
you're not
gonna
talking about,
bring
like-
the opposite.
You're not talking about like a ghost like surgical
I'm
mask.
talking
You're
a
talking about like a
full-on
whole.
He's having the whole.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
That's what I was hoping.
Only for Roman, bro.
As a Capricorn, it's essential. Shadowrun's big Capricorn. Even though Dylan is not a Capricorn.
I'm telling you.
I
I'm
am.
a virgin.
I am.
What?
Sam Merrick says Calibro flexing with the toilet paper in the background.
That's
Yes.
the second person I saw that
Yes.
pointed that out.
Yeah. He did that on purpose, honestly.
He
No,
did.
he's
He's
sitting there,
taunting.
Like, look at me with all of my
Dude,
toilet
taunting
paper.
people. That's
Yeah,
really
exactly.
that's messed up.
I honestly, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see any.
Is there actually no toilet paper?
I want
It's
you to
back
read
there.
this
He's
one
using his head to
over
block
and over.
Oh, that is a lot of Charmin.
Yuto, thank you for the donation, man. Donated, said Akira Zaizen is less than Gakuto, is less than Naoki, is less than Shin Asuka. You agree? Nick T, you agree?
Wait, hold on. Can you cut out when you read that? Can you?
Akira Zaizen is less than Gakuto, less than Naoki, less than Shin Asuka. You agree, bro?
We hate Shin. Shin is the worst.
Listen, man, I've heard good things.
No, dude. The show's supposed to be about Shin, Gundam Seed Destiny, but he is the worst, and he's not even like the pro tag. He's supposed to be, but he's not.
Well, regardless, thank you for the donation, man.
Thank you, Ute.
Yeah,
He knows it. He loves donating with these like troll posts
I know.
about characters that I hate.
I know. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Rook Yuga coming up next.
Dude, you said that after every donation.
Every single donation.
I was doing it to see when someone would call me out.
It's like I don't even know what it's like. It's like a telethon. Like we're like up here on stage and you're like coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know,
Yeah.
it's like when someone makes like an hour-long video and they say that there's like a trailer reaction in it, but it's at like the 53-minute mark. So coming up, our trailer reaction, and then you just never get to it.
Yeah.
Dude.
Thank God.
Yuga Oda versus Rook. Our thoughts coming up next. All right, next donation.
I'm gonna lose my mind.
After this.
donated $5. It said, Nick T, my man, what up?
Yo, what is good, dude? Good to hear from you.
Seven's first episode was good. Calling it right now. Gakuto is gonna be best boy. He reminds me of Yusuke
Yusuke Kitagawa from Persona 5.
Thank you.
I know Japanese a bit. Yeah, so...
That was really good.
Thank you. Rin, I've never played Persona 5, but I've heard good things.
I have not either, but I watched my brother play quite a bit of it, and it looks really good.
Yeah, that's good. Well, listen, two more donations, and then we will get to our predictions. Then we'll read the rest. So thank you guys.
Sounds good. Spike Bebop, Beboop. I don't know.
Not to be confused with Cowboy Bebop.
Great show.
Yeah.
I've never watched it, but it's a great show.
Classic, dude.
Donated $5.
Thank you, Spike.
So Dylan, hope you're doing well. May the heart of the cards guide you.
May the heart of the cards guide you as well, Spike. Thank you so much for the donation, man. I really do appreciate it.
I like
I'm doing
that.
all right. I hope you're doing well as well with all this chaos. Thank you, Spike.
Yes. And Brian Ford donated $5. Said it's probs just me, but seeing Blue Eyes get overpowered so easily made me feel some type of way. I was like, damn, he really disrespected the OG.
Yeah, well, I mean, we gave our thoughts on that actually, Brian. But yeah, it's fair. It's fair. I think there were a lot of people who were pretty upset about it, but I mean, I think you guys made some great points as to why it's Kaiba. It's not Kaiba.
Right.
So
It's not Kaiba.
Yeah.
that's the big thing. But anyway, listen, we are going to get into our predictions. Our predictions on who we believe is going to be the victor. Now, Yuga versus Rook, make sure you email your predictions in to get involved in the contest. Link in the description. Let me see if I have a picture of Yuga.
Link.
I feel like motivated after he said that. I'm like, yeah.
I'm like, where's this link?
That's it. Let's join it.
All right. Give me 1 second. I'm just getting a render of the two characters and draw no results so I can post them when we pick. Okay.
Me too. You writing down your choice and you're going to hold it up to the camera?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
I knew you were up to something.
Dude, I'm always up to something.
This boy's up to something, huh?
Cal, get your dad to come back and host your prediction up in the background.
Yeah.
Jump man, just jump over, jump man.
No.
Cal, you are going to give your prediction first. Who do you think is going to win between Yuga and Luke?
You mean Rook?
And Rook. Sure.
Still, the jury's still out technically because we didn't get an official set.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's true, actually.
It's true.
So, I'm going to go. I'm a little unorthodox with my pick here. I think Yuga's going to win.
wow, bro.
And I think the way it's going to play out is that, like, Yuga's kind of teaching Rook how to rush duel throughout the duel, but he's going to, like, Yuga's obviously going to win because for whatever reason, Rook's going to, like, not play as many monsters as he should or something, and it's going to cause Yuga to have, like, this wide open attack, and he's going to win. That's my
Okay,
prediction.
that's fair. Nick T, we're just going to jump right down to you. What is your prediction on Yuga versus Rook?
Is this backwards?
No, it looks good.
Yeah.
I hate you. I hate you.
Rook loses, Yuga
You got
wins.
me for a second.
Yeah, no. I wasn't sure on it. I've been going back and forth, like up until we had to submit it. I just have a feeling. I think Yuga's the only one that knows how to play this new game, really, other than Hologram Man, who knew how to play it for some reason. But I think he's gonna win. Yeah, I think Calibret made a good point. I think this could be a teaching moment.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of get everyone acclimated with the game.
That's fair. Pete, we're going to skip right over to you, bro.
I'll follow suit, and I also pick Yuga. I just feel like at this point, given what we've known about other Yu-Gi-Oh shows, that they're not going to have the protagonist lose in the second episode. Same thing as I said in the first episode. And given as the two gentlemen stated previously, we don't really know that much about Rush Duels, so we're going to learn more about it. And I think it'll also be an opportunity to learn probably how skilled Rook is as a duelist, but it just won't be enough. Yuga's just going to beat him, and he's going to win out.
Right.
That's fair. Your
I agree.
prediction.
My prediction is Yuga as well, for all of the same reasons. I don't really have much to add.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Listen, this is tough for me because Yuma. I picked against Yuga in the first episode, and Yuga reminds me a lot of Yuma and Yuya because of the age. Yuya lost in the second episode. Yuma lost 20 times in the first, like, 10 episodes. And I feel like it's very possible that he is going to lose very soon. But on top of that, Rook is also shown beating Yuga in the opening. That's why I already am regretting my pick, but I've been on the fence with this for a while. I just have a feeling that because Rook has never dueled before in this style, he's going to put up a good fight. But I think Yuga is ultimately going to be victorious. I picked Yuga. So we all picked the same character.
Dill, I do have a question.
Yeah.
It wasn't confirmed that it's a rush duel, right? But it also wasn't confirmed that it's not.
It is a rush duel. They did confirm.
Oh, it is confirmed? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
It is a rush duel.
Then, yes, then.
And again, if you want to put your prediction where your mouth is, email me right down below. YuGiOhPickEm@gmail.com. We're running a huge contest. There will be big prizes for the top winner. So definitely join. And yeah, we got 5 tiny Yugas on screen. And listen, I think there's a good chance that Rook is going to win. But at the same time, I just think that, I don't know. The reason Yuya lost so early on, people forget, is that he forgot how to pendulum summon. Yuga literally knows how to play this game. This is the game that Yuga created. I don't see him losing this early on. I think the first loss he's going to deal with is probably going to be to the rival, whoever that is. I don't think it's going to be to Rook. But I feel like this could be a trap duel, and I feel like Rook might win. But hey, we'll see. Those are our predictions. And you guys, if you guys want to play the game, email me before Friday evening.
Want to play a game?
How does this work for people that didn't enter the previous round?
So if they didn't enter the previous round, they just pick up for the first time in week 2. You know, and I'm going to go into that when I make the formal video on it, because I had tweeted about it and mentioned it in one of my videos for the first round. So if people didn't get in, I understand. So yeah, we're just going to start basically for them in week 2. You know, there will be weeks where people probably forget to do picks because this is a consistent thing for the next 2 or 3 years. So I wouldn't be discouraged if you miss the first round. It was about 50-50, by the way. I'd say 50% of people picked Hologram Man and draw no results.
Yeah,
so,
it seemed like it. Yeah.
So it's not like it's not like, oh, everyone
behind,
literally picked correctly. No, trust me. Even if you missed week 1, you're going to be fine. And I'm sure a lot of people who picked in week 1 are going to miss at least once for the next 3 years. So you're fine.
Right. 2 years.
We will 2 years probably. Yeah, we will finish off some donations, and again, there's no entry fee to pick. So if anything, even if you don't want to compete competitively, it's a fun way to track your picks. So don't feel any pressure to join or by joining. But we'll read the last few donations. Thank you guys so much. It was a very incredible stream. And we'll wrap things up and see what people have to say in the waning thoughts here.
No.
Sorry.
Brian Ford did another $5.
Thank you, Brian.
Said, guys, you are all missing some important questions. How does Jean-Michel Roger fit into Sevens? Is Sevens the dimension he was sent to? Is he Mr. Goha?
He's Mr. Goha.
Yeah,
wow.
So Jean-Michel Roger might be in this anime. Listen, I think we could see a character that looks like Jean-Michel Roger. I think they could pay homage to him that way, like Hologram Man did to Kaiba. He'll use the Ancient Gear Devil, and listen, I think we're all going to be fine. I think Jean-Michel Roger will have an appearance in this show.
Wait, let's see if I'm hearing you correctly here. You think for the 20-year anniversary, out of every character that could possibly have a hologram, Jean-Michel Roger is going to have one?
Yeah.
Michel or Roger?
Okay.
Naoki better get one.
Could you imagine if Naoki got
As
one?
I said last week, when Naoki appears on the show, I'm out. that's that.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, man.
Michel Roger.
Brian Ford donated another $5.
Thank you, Brian. Jeez, thank you, man.
Said, I'm honestly not a fan of rush duels. It seems far less strategic, and the draw till 5 rule is my least favorite part. Makes me feel far less tension.
So that's kind of what Pete was saying. So interestingly enough, Brian loved the episode, but did not like rush duels, as Pete also could agree with him on that. Yeah, so that's fair. But yeah, I mean, less tension. I understand that because I see it like Calibra, where the 5 cards, infinite possibilities. I also understand people who say, well, 5 cards, it's just unfair. You can do whatever you want, especially from a writing perspective. So I do get that.
And one downside, which I guess depending on how you look at it, could be an upside or a downside. There's probably not going to be those like multi-episode duels, like those long, big, meaningful duels, because how long can a rush duel really be?
Yeah.
Because like I feel like the timer thing almost set it up.
But that could mean that we have more story, we have more communication between characters to lengthen a duel. So I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
It could also mean a shorter tournament arc in terms of episodes, but a lot of duels because you could do easily do multiple in one episode.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that could be interesting.
Multiple full duels. Yeah, a tournament arc could really work in with rush duels. Yeah.
So
I also saw the time limit more as just going against Hologram Man because of the stakes of implementing an entire new game, and not necessarily there'll be a time limit on rush duels going forward.
Well, no, but it's not necessarily the limit as much as you saw how fast he was able to do it, you know? And I mean, granted, he probably had like 2 to 3 minutes left in time, like when they started or whatever it was. Because he was like, I think he said something like, you have 2.5 minutes left. And he's like, that's plenty of time.
Yeah.
And like that finished out the end of the duel. So like, it's going to be a lot shorter, but I still think that it could be a way to have 2 duels in one episode. And I just hope they don't use it as like filler space where there's kind of like meaningless duels here and there that just kind of take up time, you know?
Yeah,
I agree.
Absolutely. I think that they might have implemented this to go off of the fact that everyone's saying that this show is more targeted to kids because they can't focus on the long duels and everything, so they're making it quicker.
Yeah, no, that's probably what it is too. Yeah,
That's a good point.
It's easier to play. It's newer to get into. Easier to get into. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So we have a dono from Bam.
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 Said first episode was good, but everything going to take a backseat this Friday. Final Fantasy VII remake. Hashtag best girl Tifa. Hope everyone stays safe and doing well. And then Nick, initial D.
Sorry. Before I address the initial D thing, yes, best girl Tifa, absolutely. Great taste. What is that? Great taste. I can't say I've made any progress with initial D. I really apologize. It'll happen.
You're letting us down, man.
Yeah.
Dude, before, I mean, I have a long time in this house that I'm not going to be able to leave my home, so I'll watch it.
True. Interestingly enough, Bam said that he liked the episode, so that's awesome, man.
Very
that's
good.
Awesome. I remember when it got announced, you were like, "Yeah, probably not going to really watch it," but you liked it, so that's great, man. I'm happy. Thank you for the donation, dude.
But now it's going all down the tube so we can play.
Yes, so you can play
True, Final Fantasy. Yeah, that's fair.
Respect, though.
Yeah, of course.
Davis Enos donated $2.
Davis
said, "Can't wait for Applebee's," and the opening is infectious.
Yes, it is. Applebee's is coming, Davis. I love the opening, dude. I completely agree with you. Thank you for the donation, man. You're the best.
You are the best. Let's all go to Applebee's.
Yeah.
I'd love
right
to,
now.
I would love to go right now.
Me too.
Right.
Arizona. OS Barb donated and said, "Rook wants to hide the existence of rush duels, so that probably means Master Duel still exist." Also, DMC just posted the summary of episode 3.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Shit. Excuse my language.
Oh my god.
I was not expecting that. We are live here on Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything.
Wow.
Episode 3 summary. I'm going to just say it out loud and we're reacting to it, okay?
Okay.
Dude, that's sick. That's fire.
Episode summary.
Maybe we should finish the dono. Did you finish the dono?
Oh, I love episode 3, dude. I love the summary. Yeah, we did. Roman's Secrets. That's episode 3.
Let's hear it.
Feeling that Goha Corporation might be keeping an eye on them, Rook decides to do some investigation on Roman, who's been acting suspicious. Wow. So they're already going to initiate that right off the gate.
Dude, because this is happening so soon.
That's a great fucking sign.
I'm going to stick with my my red herring prediction.
Yeah. Oh, so you're going to stick that Roman is not connected.
Yeah, because I think the way it's playing out, because it's happening so soon, I feel it's going to unveil that she has nothing to do with them. Or
Yeah.
nothing, or like has no nefarious intent.
And it's Rook. It's gonna be Rook.
Could be Rook.
So Rook is trying to throw the audience and the characters off the scent by.
Could be some
pinpointing-
good dramatic irony, as they call it.
Yeah, that's great, man. We spent the whole first half talking about Roman, and it comes out now that that's what's gonna episode 3. That's great that that's
I'm
already
excited
being
for that.
that's cool.
That's
Wow.
a good sign.
We could have a Rook Roman duel maybe in episode 3. That'd be interesting.
Could be fun. Could be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And good. I like that because that doesn't give us any.
There's no stake.
Yeah. No, it doesn't give us any insight on the winner between Rook and
Duel,
Yuga.
yeah,
So that's good.
absolutely.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Could get a plot episode. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna read the last donor that came in first from J Graham the Gamer, donated $2, and again about the episode 3 summary that it's out.
Okay.
So
Thank you, Jay. Thank you for letting us know.
Absolutely. Okay, Goose donated $2.
Goose.
And said, side question, how's Animal Crossing treating y'all?
You got that's for Cal, Kate, and Nick T. That's not for me. Not for me or Pete.
The biggest time sink of all time. Like, it's been psychotic for me. It's been great.
I've put a decent amount of time in the game, not that much. I'm slowly advancing. My island has no rocks, so I've just been sitting on like no iron nuggets, which I needed to go to the next stage of where I'm at right now. So I'm a little behind, but
You got to go to the Mystery Islands, bro.
I know I have to do that.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, I was trolling me and Nick T for iron nuggets.
Yeah, which I gave him. I mean, I don't care. I needed, it worked out because I needed his apples. So
What kind of fruits do you have on your island?
pears.
You have pear. I have pears. I found pears
Dude,
somewhere.
seems like pears are the most common, but that's okay.
Yeah.
It's a great
Well,
game.
I have apples.
Dude, I've been
too.
I've been putting like an insane amount of time into like turning a lot of my band T-shirts into designs in the game, and some of them have actually been successful. Like, I'll post them, but like
Post them, dude.
came out. This one I'm wearing right now actually came out phenomenal in the game.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I was really happy about that.
Yeah.
But dude, love it. Love the game so fucking much.
Very therapeutic game, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep. It's great. I love it. I'm enjoying it.
Perfect for these. It was the perfect time for it to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm glad I wound up buying my Switch when I did.
Latrell, shout out to all the pairs.
Okay, shout out to all the pairs.
A great Rick Ross reference right there.
Dude, I actually every time I think about pears, I think that him saying that.
Yeah.
That saved his life, dude. He lost so much weight because of that.
The pears.
Because of pears.
The pears.
The pears.
Shout out to all the pears.
Alex said, hashtag I needed his apples.
Yeah, dude. I mean, everyone needs Cal's apples.
Dude, Bam's next comment is absolutely phenomenal.
Yes.
Let's hear it.
So Bam donated $2 and said, "Cal has the eye to tell that's a girl without a doubt." Going back to the picture.
Incredible.
A fully clothed uniform.
I was waiting for that one to come up. I saw it.
There's a few, yeah.
He's got a keen eye, man. He just knows how to detect them.
That's why I wear glasses.
Bodies, yeah,
that could be a child for all we know. First of all, so that you're doing that. I mean, it's super weird.
All it was that I knew it was a girl.
No, I'm not even for you. For Dylan.
I wasn't directly talking about the character. I was talking about people in general.
Dylan.
Don't twist it to make it. Go on with the next one.
Pipacaro. Thank you, Barrett Letty.
Oh.
Pete, has Dylan told you that we'll just be like driving in the car, like playing Pokemon, and I'll just like we won't be talking, and I'll just go, Pipacaro.
He's not told me that, but it's 100% believable.
That's true. No, it's absolutely true.
I love that.
All the time. I'm sitting at home by myself in my room. Pipacaro.
Your mom's gonna be like, "What are you doing? Why?
Who's this person?"
Pipacaro.
Oh my gosh. Okay, next dono. Cami Mingo donated $5.
Thank you, Cammy.
And said, "Is your timeline ready yet? You promised that it would be ready before Sevens began."
I did.
Hashtag liar.
Oof.
Damn, he's just coming at you.
Yikes. Yeah, I'm still working on it, Cammy.
Yeah.
I got the Kaiba one out. That one took a little longer than I anticipated. Yeah, I'm sorry, Cammy. I suck when it comes to theories. I apologize.
Dude, it is perpetually your Discord like status.
I know my Discord status is working on timeline theory.
Yep.
I am not.
It's a lie.
Yeah, it is coming.
Yeah.
Eventually.
2022.
Cammy, thank you. And the last one.
Second to last is from Antoine Coleman.
Antoine Coleman, thank you, dude. No comment.
Just donated
But
$5.
thank you so much, man. I hope you're having a
very
great day,
kind.
dude. Yeah, that's
Thank you.
very nice. Thank you so much.
Very
man.
kind.
And then J. Graham the Gamer donated $2 and said, "I want to see that Rook versus Roman duel."
Yes.
Agreed.
Rook versus Roman. Let's do it. Yeah, I'd be so down for that, but we will have to wait and see. I'll probably have an episode 3, 2 and 3 summaries video coming out for you guys tomorrow, as well as me going over some Esperoba cards that got released. I'm sure some of you have seen that. Really cool stuff. But guys, that's probably gonna wrap things up here on YuGiOh Everything.
Wow, bro.
Episode 1, a great kickoff to this series. Thank you to everyone who came by and watched. Thank you to everyone who commented, and thank you to everyone who donated. YouTube right now is it's really rough because of how bad CPM has been affected by all COVID-19. You guys could look it up, but like YouTube revenue is like dipped by like 70%. Like it's
Oh my God.
Yeah,
it is
really bad.
insane. So the donations now mean more to me than ever before, and they've always meant a great deal to me. Obviously, though, if you're not working or you're in a tight financial spot, don't break the bank. I mean, it'll be okay. We'll all get through this. But I just want you to know that it does mean more to me now than ever, and I do always appreciate it, and I'm indebted to all of you. Kate, thank you for coming on. Thank you for helping me out.
Yep.
Cal, Nick T, Pete, any final words for everyone?
I'll go first. So no, my only final words are just everybody. I know everyone's dealing with the same stuff. Stay home, wash your hands. Just don't be stupid going out and getting in these large crowds. The quicker we all stay home, the quicker we all get to go outside again.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll get through this, everyone. Nick T?
Of course, I share the same sentiments as Cal, but also for all those who are biding time by playing Animal Crossing, I'm going to paste my Discord name in, DM me, we can exchange friend code, hang out in Animal Crossing. So
Yeah, I'll do this.
I would really love that because I need friends and,
I need friends.
Yeah, so Nick T, do that right now then, man. Pete, what about you?
Yeah,
Dude? What are
so
some
DM me and we'll trade.
What are some final parting words, bro?
Yeah, as the previous two gentlemen said, yes, definitely wash your hands, stay home if you can, only go out for essential items. In New Jersey now, it is a state law if you're in the public, you need to have a face mask on. That is now required. So just be careful out there in these trying times. Also, on a more positive note, a new Legacy review will be coming very shortly for all people looking forward to that. So stay tuned.
Good, I love that. And yeah, from everyone here at YuGiOh Everything, the entire YuGiOh Everything team, we wish you all nothing but happiness and good health in these very trying times. We're happy you were able to spend your Wednesday night, Wednesday afternoon, Thursday morning, wherever you are in this big, beautiful world with us. We do appreciate that. And yeah, I will keep making some content for you guys, and we will keep talking about sevens. The journey of YuGiOh Sevens has officially begun. Thank you all so much for watching. I will talk to you down below, and I hope you have an amazing day.
Thank you,
See ya.
guys.
Have a fun day.